I do that.
So good.
It's good that you don't overthink it. You're just into it. One take, it's good.
That's it. It's the way to do it.
Yeah. Oh my god, I just noticed that bird. That freaked me the
Yeah, that was a guest gave me that like 3 episodes ago. Oh wait.
That's not a real bird, right?
No.
Okay, I was
No.
gonna say, like, is that a stuffed bird
I
right
wouldn't
now?
do
Like,
tattoo.
come on. Where am I?
Let me just quickly tag you both.
How did I only just see that?
I love the lava lamp.
Well, that's it. Like, you guys didn't see it, but from that light switch next to the board, that controls everything in here. So when I leave, I just flip one switch off. It turns lava lamps off, disco ball, all the lights.
So good.
It took me so long.
Yeah, worth it though.
Yeah, 100%.
I love that you've got this one here as well, and like how it like the colour changes, and that's like stays
Solid, yeah.
Yeah, so, but funnily enough, so I got this at another house. So it was actually like, I was living at this place and it was a Chinese landlord and they actually had a glass making machine in the backyard. And so the glass making machine, there was just all this shit underneath the stairs. Trophies, inscriptions, prizes, all this stuff in like red boxes. And that was in there. And so I was like, I'm taking that with me. It's like a hologram.
Yeah, so good.
But then with that, it's like obviously the swastika is back to front, so it's actually the right thing. It's Buddhism.
It's not. It's not a Nazi.
It's not.
It's the love and abundance.
It's what it was meant to be.
Swastika.
That's it.
Well, that's the thing. It's such a strong symbol, and it harnesses such strong energy. So obviously, in the hands.
Either way, love and hate.
Yeah.
There you go.
Isaac, what's your Instagram handle?
BIGGZY.
How do you spell it?
I've messaged you with it.
P-H... How do you...
I was like literally, I've got this weird obsession since I was so young about like the asymmetry of my.
Alright, I think we're ready to go. Wait, is the string on black?
So I'm just going to show it that my bad side.
Yeah, alright.
That's okay.
Alright, let's do it.
I got it on this side because this is my bad side. I want to make it look nicer.
I did the same with my.
Wait. I'm so sorry, everyone. I just realised that we actually are on. Yeah, so we've been on for like a little bit. I think my bloody that we had that story about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. That's it. Well, it's just like Wow. Okay. Yeah. I didn't even realise.
I was thinking that. I was like, I'm pretty sure that counter stops.
All right. So we have these lovely girls coming on tonight for episode 239, 240, I think it is. Me and Jasper had this like discussion thing. Somewhere along the lines, we've just lost track of what episode we're up to.
239.5. It's a bonus episode.
Yeah, that's it. But it could be 236 or it could be like 241. So it's still up in the air.
Incredible either way.
That's it. So you're both DJs, and you both have been in the scene for about like a year, 2 years. No,
6 months.
Yeah,
6 months.
Yourshot, we did Yourshot together.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wow.
That was last year in October.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, how have you been finding the industry? And like you both have been playing gigs and doing stuff and all sorts, right?
Yeah.
And so, is what the introduction? So Talia, and then also at Belinda, and BIGGZY, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly been a lot more of a warmer community than I expected. Like, especially because we started on Yourshot.
Pull the mic in as well. Sorry.
Hello. Starting with Yourshot, it just created this really like family kind of base. Like we're still so close. It's been 6 months. You know, everyone. We're still in the group chat with all of our classmates. Like all super supportive of each other. So yeah.
How was Yourshot though? Was it like fun? It was so enjoyable. Fun. Like, have you ever DJ'd before Yourshot at all? No.
I had friends that did it, so I sort of like got to mess around barely on the decks a couple times, but I actually got convinced to go into it to sort of, you know, see what I could do with it. They're like, oh, you'd be great, and so I thought, fuck it, why not? Yeah. And so I think we both got pre-selected, didn't we?
Yeah.
Pre-selected.
Yeah, they do a pre-selection process. So you put all your applications in online and they select a certain few people that they're just like, yeah, cool, we like you. And you still have to meet them and everything. But yeah, there are a few people that sort of get put straight through, and then the rest of people have to do the face-to-face interviews, and they filter those ones out.
Yeah, okay then. Yeah. But then, so with that, like, how long was the process? You just email it in, or like?
Yeah, you just fill out a form online, and then I honestly, I think you did the same. I honestly can't kind of like forgot that I did it. It was like in the back of my mind. I had so much going on at the time. It was just, it came up and I was like, oh my God, really?
Yeah.
But the fact I was pre-selected, I was just like, oh,
Yeah.
all right, no, this is a sign. Like, I have to do it. I can't not do this.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I was the same. I literally, my girlfriend told me about it and I signed up like a year prior, forgot about it, had like the most hectic year of my life, completely forgot. I was in a really bad spot and I just get this email saying, hey, come to the court tomorrow. We've got some interviews going on. And I was like, okay. And I just had nothing else to lose. So I was like, fuck it. Went by myself and then it all started.
It's so funny because we have like different origin story, but at the same time it's so similar.
Yeah.
Did you know each other before Yourshot? No, wow. Okay, so it brought you both together then as well.
Yeah,
It's really
yeah, we're very similar. It's cool.
we got really lucky with our class as
Yeah,
well.
for
Like
sure.
everyone was so lovely. It was just this little fam. And Sav, our teacher, she's amazing.
Yeah, Savannah. Yeah.
Great energy.
Yeah, she's very good at what she does.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
big shout out to Sav if you're watching.
Yeah,
But,
for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
but then so with that, like, so what actually are your music styles? Like what are your favourite genres of music to play and like what's...
We kind of swapped. Like, it's weird. When I first started with Yourshot, I was like very like loungy house, very chill. You were on the harder stuff.
Yeah.
Like techno.
Yeah, drum and bass
Yeah.
was like, I was super into drum and bass at the time, and dubstep, techno, hard techno, that kind of thing. I got into techno more sort of the more I played with the music and the more I DJ'd.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, since then I've sort of been like, started to appreciate more minimal sounds, the house music, and being like, what do I actually want to do here? Like, I had a lot going on in my life, and it's sort of, I feel like D&B in Perth is so huge. There's so many people doing D&B and I kind of just got a bit sick of it.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to do something else. I mixed genres in my Yourshot set. But yeah, I just sort of was doing different things, hanging out with different people, meeting different DJs that played different sounds, and just sort of got opened up to this sort of, whole new thing of,
Yeah.
and you did the opposite thing.
Literally, and now
messaged you.
I've like fallen in love with techno and like not the super hectic stuff, but I'm just in
no
love
holy
with
priest.
no, not quite. Like, I call it hot girl techno because I love the techno with, it's still got some rhythm. Often there's female artists over the top. That's my shit. I still appreciate house, but like techno's where it's at for me.
I really go between the two. Like, it just depends what mood I'm in, and I've really gotten into neurofunk as well. That is
Sick.
that just gets me going. Hey, that is some good shit.
It's so funny though, because it's like the way music has changed over the years here in Perth. It's like, you know, we had the dubstep surgeons. Drum and bass has always been so massive, but now it's like techno and house is like really taking over.
Yeah,
But then it's like drum and bass, of course, is still there.
It always.
Yeah.
But then it's like a cycle. I reckon drum and bass, give it like another 5 years, will just come back into fashion or
cycles back
all sorts.
through.
Yeah.
I think at the moment there's been a huge focus on jump up, and
Yeah.
that's why everyone's, you know, events have started doing other genres. People have started exploring other genres because it's very niched into that jump up D&B. Everyone's hearing the same thing, which is great if you love it. But you know, there are people out here getting sick of it, and so it's really nice to just open up the scene for everyone. There's a lot of underground events and stuff. We're really keen to.
It's funny
into.
though, because like with jump up, I've always just compared it to like, it sounds like a squeaking bed almost. It's like the
chair.
Yeah, it's like a.
Like, I mean, no shade. There's definitely, like, I see the appeal, and I did used to like some of it.
Some of it's great though.
Oh, absolutely. Like, it's not like I hate all jump up, but I think it's just it's really nice to get some different sounds in the repertoire. You know, expand your ears a little bit. There's a lot out
That's
there.
it,
I promise you guys.
Yeah, very nice. But then, so like you said, you play multi genres through your shot comp.
Yeah.
Did you do the same as well, Talia?
No, I stuck to tech house.
Yeah.
It was
Okay.
like Latin tech house. I
Yeah.
love anything. I still love that. I love anything with like a Latin root. There's just something about the rhythm.
Sexy.
Yeah, it's sexy. It gets you in your body. I just love it.
Do you have any mixes of that at all?
Yeah, I've got my Yourshot set on SoundCloud.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine's on
Do you
SoundCloud
reckon
as
you
well.
could do like 4 to 6 hours?
I'd have to get downloading. But yeah.
Okay. Oh, I'll talk to you after, all right?
Sweet.
Right, yeah.
That's
but then, so multi-genres then. So, like,
Yeah.
what genres did you play? How?
So I started on drum and bass, and then I went to dubstep, and then I went into hard techno, and my last song I brought it back to dubstep because half the song was techno
Very
and
cool.
the second half was dubstep. So so I just sort of blended those together and had a bit of fun with it. I just wanted to just do something different, and that's just what I wanted to do, and no experience. I have no idea how I pulled it together, but
You should have seen this woman in class, so anxious, like so worried about how it was going to go. And then she got up on the day and I was like, who the fuck is that? Like something came over you.
oh, for sure.
It was insane.
It
Like,
was my true
incredible.
self.
Yeah, seriously.
We're just letting loose, having fun, right?
So nervous as soon as I got up in there, and you just snap right in. But I feel like you did the same though. You fucking killed it. Like
But even now still though, like I will be driving to my gigs because I often DJ sober, I often drive.
Yep.
And I will be shaking. I will make myself feel sick going into gigs even now. Like last weekend I was so nervous. But then as soon as I hit play, I'm like, oh, I love this shit. I don't need to think, you know?
Eventually, you kind of like get over that hurdle. Like, it's so
I was
funny.
wondering
right?
if that ever ends.
Yeah,
that
like
feeling.
for me, when I first started doing it, it was kind of like, because I'd rock up to a pub and I just wouldn't know anyone at the pub.
Yeah.
So okay, well, how am I going to do this? I got to go to work, and once you get over that hurdle, you just walk straight in and go, all right, manager, hi, nice to meet you, hi, where am I going, what am I doing? You kind of get into that routine, and it's just so easy after. But I can imagine with nightclubs, it's like, because back in the day for me going to Capital and stuff, it was like, squeezing through people just to try and get up the stage and like go find where the the booth is.
2 seconds, dude, move out.
That's it.
No, I'm a freak. Like I'll get there like at least 30 minutes before my set because I like to have a little boogie beforehand, meet everyone,
I think that's good.
have like a deep breath and shake out some of the energy and then jump on.
Yeah.
But last weekend was insane because I was at the Kaylani concert right before.
Kaylani, can we Google that at all, Isa? How do you spell it?
Kehlani.
What type of genre is that?
She's R&B.
Okay.
She's amazing. And so I was there and then I sped straight to my therapy set.
Yeah.
And I was literally doing like a Hannah Montana moment. I like bought my outfit, bought my makeup. I was like getting ready in the club toilet. And then I got on stage like 2 minutes before I was meant to play. So yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot.
Yeah, wow.
So good, though.
Yeah, it was fun though.
So where was she playing? Where was that?
Perth Stadium.
Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, she's sick.
But then, so how did you both find learning the decks and learning how to mix and like actually through the course, through Yourshot? Was it very straightforward? Or was it like a spaceship?
Oh, the first. Okay, so we had 6 weeks of training, 3 hours a week, one session, and I'm not a technology girly. Like I'm not. And when I looked at all those buttons, I was like, oh, this is gonna be
spaceship.
more. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is this language? Like
I've heard it so many times.
Yeah, but again, like I have to emphasize, Sav was such an amazing teacher because she loves what she does.
Yeah.
She could talk about it for hours and hours, and that just really came through when she was teaching us.
Yeah, she's got a heart in it. She really does.
Yeah, she really does. So yeah, in the beginning it was like a foreign language and I was so concerned for how I was going to play to a crowd.
It's the RX3, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can we Google the RX3 if that's all good? So DDJ RX3. See, like, I'm actually thinking about buying one of those soon because I don't actually have any Pioneer equipment. I don't play on Pioneer or use it. Or my first actual gig ever is this Saturday on Pioneer equipment. So
oh really?
In 12 and a half years.
I think they're good. Like it depends what kind of mixing you're doing as well.
That's
because the ones that we were using, I'm not sure. I think they were maybe a bit slow, but I feel like I did have some issues. Like maybe I was just super nervous and screwed up like on the day, but I was having a bit of a fight with my decks like halfway through my set.
Really?
I almost basically just lost my whole set, like because I was trying to get back to the screen to like choose my song, and it just wasn't. It was, oh my god, I'm
interesting.
On the day
Don't tell me that. Like, this Saturday sounds like it's gonna be stressful. Like sitting there going back. Come on, back.
But the ones that we had in class were a bit slow. Like there were a few parts of my set that I had to transition very quickly. I didn't have a lot of time. There was one double I had in there that I had to literally get one song out and that one in like within seconds, line it up. It's like it was a super intense part of my set, and I'm like almost didn't get it. I got it, but oh my god, my heart was pounding. If you see the video of me do it, as soon as I get that song up and I just jump back, I'm like, oh thank god.
Very nice.
But sorry, basically what I was saying is they can be a bit slow, I think I found when I was practicing. But getting that back fast enough, like I was trying to move faster than the decks could, and I was like, I'm also a beginner here. Like, I have to say
that's a good thing though. That's a really good thing.
I was like, I am a beginner here. I know I'm moving fast. However, I'm still a beginner. Like, it's not. I'm sure people are doing a way more complex stuff out here. But that was one thing I noticed. So it just depends what kind of mixing you're doing.
Yeah,
you're
100%.
doing, a bit more sort of like.
Well, there's progressive house for a reason.
Exactly.
Progressive house is progressive, right?
If you're playing progressive, just sort of bringing one song in, one song out, just having a good time. It's fine. But if you're trying to do really like complex stuff, it might be a bit laggy, but
also depends how old the decks
are. I was just gonna say the ones that we had I think are super old, like to practice, but definitely overwhelming to start. But
that's where it's just so silly though, because with Pioneer there are so many different decks out there with so many different softwares installed, like different versions and everything like that.
I literally have the 400s, the Flex 400s, which are like these
can we
tiny
pull that up?
little
The
toy
FLX?
ones.
Yeah. But they're a good starting point.
They
though.
definitely are. I recommend them to people.
Oh no,
that are
FLX 400. Sorry.
Not
whatever pipes and stuff. There we go. Yeah, those
but
things.
I'm still using them.
Yeah.
So that one there.
Yeah, tiny, great because it's portable. But playing in clubs like with 4 different channels, like it's a full different setup. It's not even close to the ones we were practicing on. And then to come home and practice on that is a bit, I don't know, it's not my favourite, but
I
don't want to get rid of them though.
Playing on a toy instead of like,
that's why I go to DJ Hub. I've got a membership there, so I just
How much is DJ Hub actually?
I think I pay, it's like $30 a month or something.
That's not bad.
That's
How much?
really good.
How much is one session though? Do you know?
So if you don't have, so if you've got a membership, you still have to pay for the session, but you get a discount. It's like $19 a session. Okay. Instead of like $30 a session or something.
Okay.
Don't.
And
like,
that's just
quote
1
me on
hour or
that.
something. Can we actually pull up Perth DJ Hub?
I couldn't recommend it more.
Because it's just funny. Because I'm gonna have to actually go and spend an hour and learn how to use the TDJ AZ. Before
Especially
the warehouse
in the hub,
rave.
like you walk in there, it's all set up. It's so intimidating. You're like, oh my god.
But it's good because it's like a club setup. So
oh, it feels so good to like when you.
It's so good to get
When you
creative.
get
in
into
that.
it,
Shoes off.
So
like,
good.
it's so good.
Yeah, so you can use the 900 NX2, 3000, and 2 NX2s, 2000s. Interesting.
But then you get a discount, obviously, if you remember.
But see, that's where it's a bit silly, because I wonder if you can change them out and actually go, okay, use the AZ or a standalone, like the new AX, no, AV or whatever. I don't know. There's so many names. That's it. But yeah, so no, that's awesome then. So then, what gigs have you guys been doing? Because like Talia, you had a massive gig just 2 days ago. But can we pull up videos of that? Like I saw that.
Videos?
Well, was it on your Insta?
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. I am only just coming down.
If you go on
from
Instagram, if it's on mine, can you just look up just look up Talia, and then it should just pop up.
I keep sitting forward and I'm like, relax.
But yeah, like so.
That was insane.
You opened for DJ Fuckoff.
Yeah, so I mean, I wasn't opening, but I was the support just before her.
Yeah. But that's still like.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
That's the spot to be.
Insane.
Prime position.
Yeah, and I
Wait, put it on the
didn't
TV.
realise,
Wait, what do you mean? TALIA.
LIA.
Yep.
Rose with 6 E's.
Yep. Here, but swap it all over on TV just so we can see what's going on.
Yeah, it was
There
crazy.
we go.
I'm still coming down from that.
So which video?
That last, the blue one. Sorry, that
No,
was
wrong. Fit check.
I have to do it. if you go to there's a couple more, you can kind of see it pans out to the crowd.
Wait, next one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just looks like it's rocking in there. Yeah.
And the thing is, like, I dance around and have that much fun when I'm playing to my 4 friends in the club. Like, most of the gigs I've played, it has not been super busy like that.
Yeah.
But it was really, really nice to get the recognition and play to a crowd like that, because I put a lot of energy into my sets. Like, I spend hours watching interviews and stuff with the people I'm supporting and really intentionally curating my sets around that.
It's the way to do it.
So it just felt nice to be recognised for that and have so many compliments and just be held. Yeah, it was wild. And it was just confirmation for me that this is what I want to do and I love it so much. So, yeah.
Well, would you both rather go towards like the nightclub kind of avenue or like more bar? Because I've noticed, like, you know, that's where I met you guys, was at El Grotto.
Yeah.
And with the event, and it's like a chill kind of Sunday afternoon
I do
thing.
that most Sundays.
But then, like, would you prefer like the chill, like just like a bar atmosphere, or just like straight up party at the moment?
Honestly, it would be a dream to be doing some festivals.
Yeah.
I love how that looks.
Well, nothing's impossible.
I fully, that's what I'm working towards, getting on those bigger stages. But therapy is like the one event in Perth that just feels so me. It's just so on par with the message I want to put out there and the genres that
Can
they're
we
playing.
pull up therapy if that's right on Insta?
Yeah.
Just their page?
I think it's therapy.perth. Yeah, it's so sick. So the majority of the time it's techno, hard groove, trance, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And
there's so
their
many genres.
message-
Hard groove. I've never heard of that.
Hard groove is so good.
Okay.
So their message is wellness through dance and music. So it brings in a very different crowd, people that actually appreciate music and
But see, that's where it's so interesting, because with Perth, we're in a bubble, and we're being in that bubble. It's like, well, I'm still playing, you know, T-Pain and Flow Rider from 2003.
See, I
like,
refuse. This place makes you feel like you're in Europe. Like, seriously,
So
it's just
good.
different.
Yeah, and this is the sort of thing that I started to get onto, like after my Yourshot, and, you know, obviously I love the hard stuff, you know, I love just absolutely throwing it down. But, you know, I started listening to music just a bit differently and, appreciating it differently, and that's why I got into the more minimal sounds and that.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is sort of where I'm going with it. And yeah, before I even sort of got into this, I always said that I'd love to play with like frequencies and that kind of thing and producing music.
But it seems like you're swapping between so many genres, but that's a good thing, though.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Sarah Lundry uses...
Sarah Lundry?
Yeah.
Google her. Like,
Oh, you don't know who that is?
no, I don't think so.
She's a gangster.
But she has said that she uses subliminal messaging in her music, which I would say is probably uses frequencies and stuff as well. I'm not 100% sure, but it just puts out energy. It puts out a frequency and energy that picks up the vibe of the crowd, and to be able to, you know, to be able to curate a set that, you know, takes people on an emotional journey, like that's what you want, and you can do that with any genre. And, you know, I think that's what I managed to create with my Yourshot set that I didn't even know that I was doing. I had people coming up to me being like, oh my god, that was amazing. And I was just like, I don't know, dude, I was just doing it. But that's where I
great,
realized
though.
I have that connection and that talent with it, just like Talia does. It's incredible. But sorry.
no, it's all
It
good.
was my alarm to feed my animals.
Yeah, that is important, yeah.
Babies.
Well, we really connected over that. Like, we're both kind of hippies.
the glasses movement, nice,
But we both want to get into producing eventually, and as well the frequencies and just acknowledging that music can take people on a journey.
It's
Even
supposed to.
techno, you know, the connection of the love for the music is so. It's like magic.
That's
you know?
what music's
Interesting.
for. It's to bring people together, and I
Yeah.
think a lot of the art and the meaning behind it has been lost.
Yeah.
Especially in some genres, there's not a lot of like. There's no heart to it, and like I can again understand why people listen to it, enjoy it, and you know there is some music where you just like, oh yeah, fuck it, let's go, just smash it out, whatever. But you know the whole point of music is to connect with your community and connect with the people around you, and I think a lot of that's been lost, and it's really
It's
sad.
been so lost.
Yeah.
And like, Isaac, can you pull this up? I only brought this up maybe 2 or 3 episodes in this whole entire podcast, but so it's called, can you look up Church of Noise Manifesto, Bloody Beetroots, please? So it's just a silly thing. So this came out, I think it was in 2007 from memory. This is what got me into like DJing, got me actually into electronic music. But there's just like these few little lines in it where it's just, you're 100% right. Like where music is muddled these days, and it's muddled because people switch off their minds and they turn the TV on, they switch off their minds, and it's like, you know, media and like just being creative. It's so important in everyone's lives, but it sucks because like the last couple of years, I just feel like hip hop has just taken over, and it's like some of it's not even nice hip hop. It's not like friendly hip hop.
Talking about?
Exactly, it's mumble rap. Yeah, that's
Sex,
it.
money, and drugs.
And it's the wrong message, right?
But the thing is, music, and not to get political,
Yeah, but yeah.
Music, movies, whatever it is you're consuming, like, and what the masses are pushing is it's going to affect society like heavily.
Absolutely.
The messages in music is like movies, all the things, and so we need to bring back some more feeling.
I just feel like the rebellion against commercial crap is the house, is the techno, is the like, because drum and bass has been around in Perth for so long, but that's like, it kind of encompasses under the bubble in a way. That's where I've
been melded together a lot. I know like a lot of these rappers are, you know, they've got drum and bass in their like in their concerts and stuff, and you sort of like, wait, hang on, are we like, where are we right now?
And don't get me wrong, I love rap, I love R&B, I love hip hop, all of that. I love most
the good
genres.
stuff.
But when you really listen to the lyrics you're consuming.
What is wrong with Drake's new song? Right?
That's
it, right? Yeah. That one Drake song, right? When people come up and request it and you're in a family-friendly area, like you girls have walked past the Peach Pit and I'm outside to the public. And when someone comes up, can you play Drake? Can you play whatever? Just the one where it's like, what is it like, bend that ass over? And it's like, have you looked at the time? It's 4 p.m. in the afternoon.
I stopped listening to him at Hotline Bling. I was like, I'm sorry, buddy.
But that's what I'm getting at though, right? So then if that song blows up and goes into the charts, then once again, what message does it send? But at the same time, why is it so popular if it's so derogatory?
It's really
it doesn't
sad.
make any sense,
It's
right?
because people put these artists on a pedestal, they treat them like a god or a deity, and that's what they think is cool, that's what they think is like important, you know? And I think that's why as an artist and if and when we blow up doing what we love.
But it already seems like you're blowing up as it is. So.
And that's why, like, I know I have a responsibility. Even if I'm just playing in local clubs in Perth, I'm doing it differently. I do it sober most of the time. And I really want to push that and let people know, like, there's a different way to do this. You can do yoga, you can do meditation while playing sexy techno. Like,
that's it.
You can do both. You don't need to put yourself in a box. So
I think with that as well, like all of like this music and that kind of thing, and like you said before, you know, what you consume really dictates how you embody life. I don't know. That's the wrong words, you know what I mean?
No, but 100%.
And you know, I think all these you know, all these shows, all these artists saying all of these horrible things, all it's doing is pushing misogyny on the masses. And people are like, oh yeah, I love this is so cool, this is so sick, and all it's doing is encouraging generations that, you know, we're trying to break out of this cycle to, you know, basically encouraging them to double down. You know, I have a friend that told me for a period of time, I think it was a couple of weeks, he fell asleep watching Rick and Morty, and he turned into an asshole. He was like, what the fuck is wrong with me? But it's because he fell asleep subconsciously consuming this shit, and that's what happens. That's what happens to people that listen to this shit. They become what they listen to. They become what they watch.
Rick and Morty is funny, but if you're obsessed with it, like, there's a different bit, right?
No, subconscious programming is
exactly.
When you listen to things while you're sleeping to, you know, manifest or, you know, put on your frequencies while you're sleeping to do whatever. If you're sleeping listening to something, or you're like consuming something regularly, I get, you know, you can get influence from it, but it's like, it's a lot deeper than that. It's a subconscious programming.
But at the same time as well, it's like nature versus nurture. There's so many different factors.
Absolutely.
And it's so unfortunate because it's like when these people, you know, they turn 18 or whatever the go is and they start going out into the nightclubs, pubs and bars. And if they do start fights or arguments or this or that or whatever the go is, it just turns into an absolute mess. I was wondering when we were going to dive into this.
I was just thinking there as well, you know, with that music and how you were talking about, you know, young people coming in to, you know, clubs and that kind of thing. You've got all these boys looking up to all of these artists, rappers, rapping about sex, money, drugs, clubbing, girls, all that kind of thing.
It's all fake.
They turn 18, they get to the clubs, and suddenly, oh, where are my bitches? Where's the bitches at?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's social media as well.
Oh,
and,
for sure.
And
it's
this
everything. It's the whole world. It's
social media, it's porn, it's artists, it's singers, it's rappers, it's actors.
It's just unrealistic,
Yeah.
I have to say, like, this is the only political thing I want to say, right? But Australian government, you can Google this, Isaac, if that's right. Apparently, we're going to introduce a law that if you want to get on the internet, you have to actually type in your driver's license.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, so they're actually going to make it for social media, and we are the only country in the world that's doing this. It's both very scary. Because everything.
Why do they need your driver's license? Like,
because in that way you're old enough to be able to go onto social media, so you don't get corrupted and actually see all the crap.
16.
That's it, or something like that.
Yeah, and like, look, it's one of those things where it's really hard to
police.
It's really hard to enforce that, but I really do understand what they're trying to do, and like, it is really important to, you know, be aware of what your children are consuming, and you know, people and kids, their minds are so malleable, and you need to be careful what you allow them to engage in. Yeah,
it's wild. Like, I remember coming to Perth once and then hanging out with some family members. I can't say, but then the niece. The niece was on trying to figure out how to get on the dark web on her iPad, and she was like 11 years old, and I'm like, maybe you shouldn't be going into that. But that would just corrupt minds,
while
right?
We're on this topic, the we don't have to go into it, but I was introduced to porn for the first time when I was 9 because I just went to watch a movie at a family friend's house, accidentally came across it, traumatized, right? I was 9.
Yeah, you're like, what's going on?
There's no boundaries.
Yeah.
You know?
There's not.
That's where it's like, it's the freedom of the internet, but at the same time, having the freedom of the internet, if you type in the wrong thing, you're going to get shown the wrong thing.
And it can be used.
Absolutely.
It can be used for good. There's so much education and stuff out there, but just like anything, it can be used for bad as well.
But see, that's where it's like, it's controversial, but it's like, if things like Instagram and Facebook were stripped back to being more just messaging and just events, rather than, because social media is what has corrupted people to an extent, because people become so self-obsessed about going, I want a Mercedes, I want this, I want that. I'll never forget this, right? And this is just wild. I was playing at the Claremont Hotel, right? And playing at the Claremont Hotel, Sunday afternoon, they had the Avenue or whatever it was back then, or Cheek. It was one of the two there. So it was a Sunday thing for the students and stuff like that. Oh, cool. So with that, I drove past. I was like, I wonder how busy this place is. 2 Mercedes-Benz G-Wagons rocked up with P-platers, like, so the red P-plater logos on them, right?
Money.
Yeah, that's it, right? But then it's like these 2 kids get out, and then this guy gets out with his phone trying to film the whole thing and whatever, and then all the girls get out as well, and it's like as if there's some sort of play or whatever. Mum and dad's money, 150 million%, and it's like, you didn't deserve, like, you didn't earn that, you didn't really, you could be a good kid, but that's it.
I think the thing with that is, though, you can look at it from the perspective of, like, you didn't earn that and you just get all of these things for free, and you know, but the thing is, they didn't earn that. They didn't have to work for that. They didn't have to build character for that. They get all of this great material stuff, but deep down, are they happy? No, I feel like, you know, I feel like you need to do the work. You need to do that personal work, and. But
that's where it's silly though, because then they can go into a venue and they just think they run the show because they've got so much money or so much this.
They'll get a wake up call one day.
Yeah,
like,
hopefully. Fingers crossed.
And it does catch up. So you can only hope. Like, some people are not born to evolve, and that's fine. But
the thing is, like I wasn't much of a clubber before I started DJing. Like
alright.
don't drink much. I'm not into that. So
Yeah.
This is the first time in my life I'm going out Friday, Saturday, Sunday ever, and I'm 23.
How is it for you then? Like, if you've never really dug into it.
My body's exhausted.
It gets like
more so, and it's not even like a sense of a hangover. It's like the late nights, all the energy going into prep and all of that.
Well, what time slot was your DJ fuckoff show?
That was 11 till 12.
Yeah, okay,
and
so that's not too bad.
She was 12 till 1:30, and that I can handle now.
Yeah, yeah.
But
it's not 3 to 5.
Yeah, my first therapy set was 1 to 2.
Okay.
And that was just
Brutal.
hectic. Yeah. I was like putting my makeup on at like 11 p.m. It felt so whack.
So strange.
Usually I'm a grandma going to bed early, but
Yep.
circling back to people in the clubs and all of that.
Yeah.
So it's my first time experiencing those egos and people walking around thinking they're all this and it's so scary because you got these big guys on substances, drunk, whatever it is, and especially being the DJ, it's like obviously as a woman, here we go, we're getting into it.
Yeah, I started to like stray away from it. I'm like, but down the line, can't we get them? And you're like, no, but now.
Yeah, let's get into it.
But just, like obviously as a woman in the club, you get attention, you know, you say, no, I got a boyfriend or whatever excuse you want to make. But as the DJ, I've noticed it's a whole different experience because I'm not at the level where like I play my set, I get off, I've got security taking me to the green room. I am just a Patreon. As soon as I take my USB out, I'm back in the club proud, you know. And people think they can have access to you because they've just seen you on stage.
Yeah,
it's a magnetic
to you.
Yeah, and it's a magnetic thing to see someone in their purpose.
I have
it's
to
attractive.
say, no one's brought this up before, but this is a great topic. I have never thought about it. When you finish a set, what is it like after?
Yeah,
because everyone's been looking at you for an hour.
That the other weekend when I came and saw you, you were like, "I'm
that
with
was
my 4 friends. It's us."
Yeah, literally, she was there. She's always there. Yeah.
But yeah, no, there was this one guy that was just hanging around. Yeah, I mean, he was hanging around your friend a lot, but as soon as you came off, he just made a beeline and just trying to chat up like all the girls, and you're just like, what? Like she's just got off stage. Give her a second. But they don't think about people. They don't
see you as a product. So
it's not right.
It's not. It's not. I had someone at El Grotto, which is such a chill venue, right? I had someone literally.
Google El Grotto. It's such a beautiful place. It is.
I love it. I love it, and it's a nice switch up from the club scene. It's chill.
It's on the beach.
An hour and a half. It's on the beach. It's sunset. You know.
That's it. Yeah.
It's such a vibe. But I had this guy follow me. Like I literally got straight off the decks. I like to have a moment to myself because it's overwhelming.
So fair.
And he literally followed me to the toilet. Didn't like that I didn't want to get a drink with him, and it was just a whole thing. But then the other night, for example, even though it was so busy, most of it was love.
Just quickly though, so you went to the toilet, but then when you left, he was gone, or what?
No. So I got off. And I was starting to walk to the toilet, and he invited himself to walk with me. And I said, "Hey, I just got off the decks. Like, I just need to freshen up, kind of thing." And he was like, "Let me buy you a drink." As I'm walking to the toilet, and I'm still working on using my no and like standing up for myself and things like that. So I wasn't super clear. I was just like, I just need to like have a moment, kind of thing. And then he was waiting out the front of the toilets. I thought he would just disappear. No. Which is why it's so important to know.
So intimidating that as well. You've gone to the toilet and you come out and he's right there.
Yeah, he's like, so how about that drink? And then his energy, when I was around my friends again and he came back up to me, and I did have the confidence to say, look, I'm not interested, because I'm not. I don't go out. It's work. I'm like, and I treat it like it is. You know?
Like, because what would have happened though if you walked out of the toilet and you just looked at it and said, "Bruh, go away." Like, if you just, like, cut it short.
So this is the thing with that.
Yeah.
So when I had the confidence to say, look, I'm not interested, his energy switched up. He's like, oh, you're fucking boring, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, you're fucking ugly anyway.
So, exactly. They hit you with that. So it's a fine line, and I'm not the type of woman to be like, fuck you, you're like, oh, man, little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get into a dispute, but I want you to respect when I say no.
Exactly, yeah.
But even if you're kind about it, it's like, oh, fuck you anyway. because you're not
Yeah.
giving them what they want. So
Yeah.
either way, whether you're a bitch or not, they're not going to be happy if you're rejecting
That's why
them.
I'm just a bitch. Men with fragile egos are so afraid of me.
But look,
I
like,
love it. When she walks into the club, it's like, oh shit.
for a few stories, right? So playing at the market grounds, ever since it opened, back to back with with my best mate, right? So playing at the market grounds, right? Over the years, we have had so many idiots come up to the stage, so many silly things. But it is situations where like girls think they can try their luck, and then guys think they can try their luck and request songs or do this
Yeah.
or do that.
Yeah.
Even gay guys have tried to come to the side and hit on me before, and be like, "No, this is not
I'm
right.
working.
I'm working, but I'm not gay. I'm sorry."
Yeah.
Like,
I don't
sorry,
really
but.
understand that. Like,
but
when
the-
why would you come up to a DJ while they're
Well,
like...
what I was going to say though is like it just seems like they think they can get away with whatever they want.
Yeah.
Like we had this one situation where we had this guy. He just seemed like he was a loaded Asian dude, right? And with this loaded Asian dude, he just came up to the side of the stage and he just helped himself up onto the stage. And I was like, "Hi, who are you?" And he's like, "Oh no, don't worry about it. I know the DJs, I know the managers and stuff." I'm like,
You're like, I'm the DJ and
yeah,
and I'm
that's
the
it. I was like, all right, well, what's the manager's name? And he's like, and I'm like, yeah, so you don't know who they are. Here's $50. Don't worry about it. That doesn't work like that. Get off.
What?
And I just looked at him and was like, get off my stage.
Yeah.
Like,
What though? You just
Yeah.
like, stand there because it's cool
Instagram.
or something?
All it is, like,
yeah.
no, I'll tag you in my Instagram post. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
dude, it
Wants
doesn't
to
work
look
like that.
important by being up on stage. Like, oh, look, I'm in and put like, you know,
Yeah.
people like backstage or next to the DJ because it's like, oh, they're the cool people.
Alcohol entices people's emotions to become loose, and they just don't care, and they do this and do that, and it's just silly. At the market grounds, we have had a girl actually pee in the corner next to the DJ booth before.
What?
Yeah, it's like it was that packed, that busy when it first kind of opened, like maybe a month, 2 months in, right? And at the end of the set, right, at the end of the night, we
Golden
could
shower.
we could smell piss. And we looked over, and it was like, that's what I think that is. So someone's probably done that.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
and no one knew because it was just so packed in there. But alcohol obviously caused that, right?
And
Like, surely.
being sober 99% of the time when I play, like
Yeah,
the most
you
I'll have
see
is a bit of a fireball, but like
Yeah.
usually I'm sober and it's a whole different experience.
It
Because
is.
You just look down and you see these gremlins and like no shade, like whatever. Like I think there is some good that can come from drinking as well, but most of the time, I don't know. But yeah, just looking at everyone with a sober eye,
Yeah.
it's often makes me sad because a lot of people use it to escape their
Yeah.
feelings. They're 9 to 5. They're not happy with their job, whatever. And I'm not trying to like put everyone in a box. Everyone has a different relationship with
Yeah,
substance
different-
and alcohol and all of
Isaac
that.
actually mentioned it the other day really
Yeah.
well. It's like we're on our own different paths and our own different
Absolutely.
journeys,
And
that's
even on
yeah.
a chemical level, we're all so different. So it's
Yeah.
not to put anyone in a box, but it is. You know what it is. It's
Yeah,
a
that's it.
depressant.
It's a toxin
Yeah.
for your
Yeah.
body. Like it's not good
It
for your body.
changes your normal like.
But then
state.
Yeah.
isn't it amazing and crazy at the same time, right? That when you drive down, like say if you were to drive down I can't remember what that road's called, sorry. It's just
West
like
Coast Highway?
I think West Coast Highway, but
Yeah.
you know wherever they're like bus stops. Yeah, but like wherever they're like bus stops and stuff like that, and it's
Yeah.
alcohol that's on the billboards
yeah.
and like advertisements for that, and then all the bars and pubs they make their money from selling alcohol.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, when people go to these venues, right, they have a duty of care, but they want them to drink. They want them to spend money. They
Yeah.
want them to get drunk, but
And
they just
this
don't say
brings
it.
us back to what we're consuming.
Exactly.
The ads, the TV,
Yeah.
all the things.
Yeah, and then the media causing all these issues, but then you
There's
add
money in
alcohol
it.
into it.
Even
Yeah.
though it's not good for you.
Yeah.
It's a preying on people's weaknesses.
And so I've said this like occasionally over the last like maybe 7 episodes, but if someone can come up with something if someone can come up with an alcohol that isn't full of carbs, that isn't a poison,
That's why weed's illegal.
Yeah. It shouldn't
yeah,
be.
that's it. If only.
Yeah.
Like if only it was legal.
Greens are working on it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But it's just a silly situation because like, you know, people go out and when they go out, you know, people have that idea. It's, oh, I want to pick up a girl tonight. And it's like, that's not the right mentality to have.
The
but there's some girls
the
go
more
out.
chance you've got as well. And I guess that brings us back to what we were talking about before as well. It's just this, guys will buy you drinks to get you drunk, to get you in bed.
And also, though, guys they don't feel like they have the confidence to hit on a woman or go up to her without a drink.
They need
That's
it
what's
as a
silly,
buffer.
though. Yeah.
Yeah, but then it makes them behave impulsively and dangerously sometimes as well.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I don't go out clubbing or anything like that, and it is going to be a weird adjustment for me when I do sort of actually get into like getting gigs and that kind of thing. But I've taken some time life.
It is fun, but it's like what we were saying before, it's the dynamic, it's the area you're in, it's who you're hanging out with. So like with Villa, it's good because say if you play at Villa, as soon as you finish your set, you kind of just turn around, go upstairs, and you're secluded from everyone. Jackrabbit Slims, you've got the artist area. Capital / Magnet House, you can go downstairs to the VIP area, which I used to go all the time and have fun with. But you can get away from that stuff. But then say like at the Vault, you kind of like, there is the artist area, but as soon as you walk outside that little box, there's people all around you.
Into the zoo.
You're into the zoo, But it's, there's, I don't know how we can like, because there is education behind it, and you just got to try and get people to stop being dickheads. But how do you get people to stop being dickheads?
Well, because that's the thing I think that's really sad is a lot of the education comes around or is focused on women and telling women how to be safe and what they should do and what they shouldn't do. And I really don't think that's fair at all. Like, you know, everyone's got to have survival skills, you know, common sense, use your brain, be safe. You never know, it could be anyone. Like, you know, shit can happen. But, you know, to put the responsibility on women to have to be safe, it's not fair at all. We should be treating boys or teaching boys how to treat women. And I guess, again, this comes back to what we were saying before about consumption and, you know, just this normalised misogyny. And it's just continuing to make women feel uncomfortable. And even, you know, working in the industry, I was a manager at a pub. I've worked in hospitality, and the way that I was treated compared to other staff, like male staff and that kind of thing, by patrons, I definitely in that time learned to be like a straight up bitch.
Like, you have to.
And,
but it's good.
You know, I'd have guys, I would have middle-aged men, like, you know, they'd get drunk, and I would try and they'd be like being rude to a staff member, or they'd be, you know, getting a bit out of hand, and I would go up to them and try and deal with them, and I would have like middle-aged men shape up to me, like they would use their size to try and threaten me, and they would try and stand over me. I had one like literally pull his hand back at me one time. Security was like, no, like immediately. But it's really like, it's scary. It's one of those things. I always had the biggest balls. People always were like, oh my god, you're so brave. I'm just like, look, 1, security's there. 2, if shit happens, but 3, I am putting myself in the firing line. I am being the big bald bitch in this situation. Actually, I have the big uterus. Very nice.
Womb.
Try having a womb. But, you know, I definitely was putting myself in that danger then, but I think that was really good for me to build that confidence and be like, no, I can handle this. And the thing is, a lot of it is just talk. They're trying to shape up to you. They're trying to stand out. They're not going to fucking do anything.
But also, why the fuck are we even in a world where a grown-ass man is shaping up to a manager of a pub?
like, what the hell? And, like,
why
here's
is
me
that
just
a
trying
thing?
to be nice, like, hey, dude, getting a bit out of hand. You're being a bit rude to my staff. Think it's time to go. And they're like, what the fuck? And you're like, wow, I just...
Yeah, I'm telling you the truth.
You toddler.
But see, like, like, I mean, you can just lay down the bam hammer almost. And just be like, as soon as they go, what the fuck, be like, dude, that's your first warning. Second warning, you never come back.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. And I think that's how you were saying before, you know, you're learning to find your no. And I found my no probably, you know, around your age as well. And it's, what, 4 years older or something like that. But it's just turned into, now I'm just like, fuck you, fuck off, don't want any of it. Like,
that's good though.
If you approach me and you're nice and we can have a genuine conversation, like, I'm not actually a mean person. But I can be a fucking bitch. If the situation warrants and you deserve a bit of, you know, being put in place.
That's it. To put you in your place. 100%.
But I think it's a deeper issue. Like,
Well,
like stripping away the alcohol, stripping away all of that, it comes down to like that man's childhood, the childhood his parents had, the education he was brought up in, and the awareness around mental health and substance abuse and your relationship with your masculinity. And there needs to be more of an initiation when these grown-ass men are children.
Yeah.
Do you know what I've found? Like, talking proper psychology and stuff like that, like, I've found that people are just sheep. People just go into the pens and they follow their friends around and this and that. Like, I've got a really good story, and I love saying the story because it is so important about how ridiculous this shit can be, right?
Yeah.
So just after COVID, right, I was playing at Scarborough Beach Bar, and playing at Scarborough Beach Bar was probably like, it was maybe the second week after all the lockdowns were over and everything like that. Basically, 5 girls rock up and they sit over, so it's like a long hallway kind of thing, right? And I'm over here DJing. These girls rock up and they sit all the way near the entrance, right? And when the girls sit near the entrance, these 4 dudes rock up. And so when they rock up, one guy full on eyes off one of the girls, like as if he knew her or whatever it was, right? So they go and sit outside, away, hidden away, right? Kind of near the DJ booth, so I knew they were on the opposite side of me. And so what ends up happening is girls can get a drink, guys eventually go and get a drink, and then maybe about 15-20 minutes later, one of the guys goes to try and sit with the girls at the table. And so the girls are like, nah, sorry buddy, not interested, right? So like, at least he had the balls to go and, I guess, say hi, which is not really the right thing to do.
I mean, saying hi, giving a compliment, I'm never going to have an issue.
Yeah.
It's when you don't respect me saying I'm not interested and you try to push,
But
that's
like,
when I have an issue.
but
it really depends on the interaction.
that's it, it's the scene, because it's like, say, if she was at the bar and he went to the bar and I was like, oh, I like your dress,
Yeah.
then it's nice.
Yeah.
But it's like the girls are sitting there at the table and he's just blindly
I'm over
like,
to
I'm going
interrupt.
up. Like,
It was
Yeah.
literally
But it
on
gets-
Sunday when I was at El Grotto, I had a guy come up, I was playing, I was working, and he came up to me and he was like talking in my ear, very, very close, a lot taller than me, and asking my name, asking my number, that kind of thing. And
Yeah.
While you were
respectfully,
DJing
he's
as
like, I know
well.
you're working, blah blah.
You're
And I
like,
was
"Yes,
like,
leave me
look, I was like, I
alone."
appreciate it, but I'm not interested. And he was like, what, do you have a ring on it? And I was like, no, I don't, but I'm not interested. He just wouldn't.
see, I actually,
Take it.
Disgusting, hey.
So-
Like, why do I have to have another man so you'll leave me alone?
Yeah, and even then you wouldn't.
Yeah. Oh,
Even
absolutely.
if I did.
but see, this is, so like, before I get back to that story, if I was to actually ever have a partner, because music is my life, like 12 and a half years of doing this, I would actually wear a fake wedding ring. And I would do that whilst I'm working, because then if anyone did ask, I'd be like, nah, sorry, go away.
It's easier to just like flash the ring and then you don't even have to have the conversation.
Exactly.
I understand that. I used to do that. I used to wear a ring on my ring finger when I went clubbing, just so I could be like, I did have a boyfriend at the time, and he knew I did it as well. He told me to do it. He's like, just if you feel,
that make a
just
difference?
flash. Absolutely, immediately, see you later. And
Yeah,
like, 'cause
that's
it
good.
it looked like an engagement ring. It was like a Pandora ring.
No, that's good then, yeah.
And yeah, so I'd just switch it onto that finger, or you know, if it didn't quite fit that finger, so sometimes I would, like, if I saw a guy coming up to me, I would just switch it onto that finger and just
Good.
like that, and just swerve him before he even spoke to me.
So yeah, that's a good thing that girls should. Well, not even girls. It just should. Like, once again, it just shouldn't happen. But
yeah, we shouldn't have to do it. It is a
Shouldn't
good
have
thing to do
pretend.
that.
I
Yeah.
should be able to
Absolutely.
say, hey, appreciate the compliment, I'm not interested, and all you should say is, okay, I respect that, have a good night.
Yeah.
But that's just
Full
not the
fucking
way it is.
stop.
So just to quickly finish, like, so that's thing at Scarborough Beach Bar, right? So that guy got the no, walked back, right? 5 minutes later, went back with one of his mates to the exact same table, right? And then the girls are like, nah, it's not changing. Sorry, you can't sit with us. Go away, right? And so then they walk back, and this is where it gets worse. This is where it gets so stupid, because that second time, clicked my fingers, security, and I was like, yeah, keep an eye on what's going on here. Like, full on pointing at the guy's head when he's walking past,
And as
right?
the DJ, you can see as
Yeah.
well.
Where the eyes and the ears.
Yeah.
Usually we actually are kind of the safety in a way, because if something happens, we see it first thing.
Well, because you're so in tune with the crowd, like if you are mixing to the crowd and so you are paying attention to the crowd and their reaction and engaging with them, so you should be aware of them.
Something happened at Capital nightclub a long time ago when I was on stage with my best mate, right? And the girl actually fell over and had a seizure, and no one knew she had a seizure for like at least a good like 5 seconds, 10 seconds.
Wow.
It's just straight up like someone collapsed, and then I saw her collapse. They made a little circle. People still dancing full. So
They're
we just
like, oh,
no, it's just people just oh yeah, girl fell over. It's all right. But then just music down.
yeah.
Music down, microphone, is she okay? Spotlights came on,
Yeah.
and then, ambulance rocked up.
was
They
so
took her out.
scary.
Music kept going, of course, but she was okay. But also, similar thing where apparently a guy, like, I heard some guy, like, you know, go get away from her and shove someone. And then I got on the mic and was like, bruh, you keep doing that, you're not coming back. Stop. Like, but then, so with Discover Beach Trail, right? So the two guys went back. And 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, he moved his whole table to go and sit with the girls. And I watched the whole thing happen, right? The girls sculled their drinks and left, right?
Wow.
But this is where it gets bad, right? Is so that group of guys went back to their table, and one of those dudes was looking at the ground like, why do I hang out with these people? He literally like had that look on his face like, these are my friends.
I hope
What
that's
the hell?
What he was thinking, and not like, well, we just got rejected.
Do you want to know what this is where it gets worse? This is
God,
Scarborough,
what's
and this is
worse?
why Scarborough is so dangerous,
Yeah.
right? So at the end of the night, I ended up finishing going down to Peach Pit and catching up with my best mate. We rolled a cigarette each, and we walked up the road, right? And then you know how where there's the hill and there's the traffic lights? So with that, right, we heard some yelling and carrying on. And so as soon as we went around that corner, that guy that was looking at the ground like, why do I hang out with these guys? Some dude had actually grabbed him and thrown him against the curb, and his back hit the curb like that, so like his spine basically started screaming out in pain. And then these guys were kicking him on the ground. People in the apartments were screaming out that they're going to call the police and this and that, and people started running around that corner from where Sandbar is, right, to see what the hell's going on. And I just looked at my mate and we're like, let's go to the
You're
beach. Like, the cops are going to be here soon. I wish we could get involved, but nah.
This cigarette.
Yeah, this cigarette's too good to get rid of. Like, but yeah,
One of those things, if you were to like try and step in and help, you'd just get beaten yourselves anyway.
That's
They
it.
would just turn on you. It's so hard.
4 dudes
you wanna
against
help,
one
but you
guy.
can't. It's so
Again,
Yeah.
it's ego. It's who they're watching, these famous
Yeah.
people. It's cool. It's this. You're gangster. You're this.
Yeah.
But I guess it's
not.
important to note there as well, you know, we've been speaking on how, you know, that's created this, you know, hatred and misogyny towards women, but it is between men as well. You know, men treating other men like this,
Yeah.
it's not okay.
That's it.
You know, there's
And
there's
if
a
you're
lot of
kind to a woman,
conversation.
you're a simp or you're a pussy or
Yeah.
you're this. Like, it's bullshit.
No.
It's so twisted.
Absolutely.
No, you just have to be like, just treat people the way you want to be treated.
Yeah.
Like, it's as simple
Let's
as
just make
that.
it super simple. We all heard that in kindergarten.
So
Yeah.
simple.
That's it, yeah.
So simple. But yeah, I mean, everyone's got their ego, and yeah, we've got all of these things happening in the world. I mean, the world at the moment, not to get political or anything,
It's not good.
But it's a scary place, and
Yeah.
you know, people are scared, and
Yeah.
you know, a lot of people are in fight or flight, and I understand that.
But that's where it's unfortunate, because when you look at things like Eastern Europe, or you look at
Yeah.
like places where it's not like a first world country, it's 10 million times more dangerous for girls out there in certain places, in like, you know, third world countries and stuff. But at the same time here, it's just as scary.
It
Yeah.
is.
Like, because I can imagine, like, so finishing at the Rechabite, right? And then, like, when you went back to your therapy,
At
yeah.
Jackrabbits?
Sorry,
Yeah.
Jackrabbits.
No, you're right.
yeah, sorry.
I was like, I haven't played there yet, but I want to.
But see, Jackrabbits is almost even as worse, because as soon as you walk outside, there's that park, and I've had a friend get beaten up at that park before.
not a good place.
Yeah.
And I often, like, I have played a couple gigs where no one's been able to make it, like none of my close friends. So I'm driving there, I'm often parking a 5-minute walk
you have to
away.
walk by yourself.
That I am so, like, hyper aware of
Yeah.
my surroundings. Like, and even though I'm sober, like, I don't stand a chance if the wrong person comes up to me or is around me. And often when I park, if there's someone dodgy looking, or just like, you know, you get people coming up to your windows. I remember a few weeks ago
People actually came up.
I was with my friend Luke, one of my best friends, and
You just realised Sassy
I was like, well, something's moving.
and then Sassy's been sleeping there. Yeah.
But yeah, we were in my car, and this guy came up to, luckily Luke's side. We had our windows down, and he like invited himself in. He was like leaning on my car. He's like, hey, by any chance can I get a lift? Like, do the... And again, because I had someone there in support, I am a little bit better at like sticking up for myself. I was like, hey, sorry, we're going really far north. Like, no.
Yeah.
Changed his energy up, like hit my window, like hit my car, and I just like obviously put my window up, but it's slow, so it was but he like started off because he wanted something from us. He started off super kind and friendly, and then you reject, and it's like if I had been alone, like who knows?
But what can happen? What has like girls have to be allowed to have pepper spray, and it's just like any dickheads being slightly dickhead.
That's the thing, like it's hard because that sort of thing, it's illegal in Australia to have that sort of self-defense. Personally, if it's feeling a bit sketchy, I'll carry with my keys between my fingers. I know that's actually not the best thing because it can sort of go back into your hand, but
well, you got rings though. That's what I know. It's like it's part of the reason why I got rings as well.
You know, I don't have my nails done, but I do tend to have like acrylics on, so I can,
claws.
But unfortunately, like even if we had all this, pepper spray is fucking different. That's so we need to get onto that.
But you don't want to get into the wrong hands.
Can you look up DJ
like,
laptop stands, please?
But also,
on DJ City,
when it comes down just to like physically. I don't stand a fucking chance.
We gotta run.
No, and that's what sucks.
All we can do is make a commotion. Like, all we can do is scream
use
and
our
yell
voice,
out.
Funnily enough.
Exactly.
Just something that silence so much.
Absolutely.
So, for me, I have to say, I actually recommended this to a friend. Scroll down a bit. So, I take my DJ gear with me everywhere. And so, I've just got one bag. You probably saw it, like, just use tractor equipment. So, scroll down. Where is it?
Is it like a big long
it's
thing?
A weapon.
No, so it's like one of those. I don't know why it's not listed. Maybe you go to the second page, but you fold it up, and so it's like about this big, right? But it's steel. So the thing is, being steel, is that with my DJ bag, all it would take is for someone. I've only ever felt so uncomfortable at Fremantle after finishing at the Lookout, and I had to get a security guard to walk me back to my car.
Fremantle Lookout.
I don't Lookout. What was it called? It was the bar. Now it's a flight club. It was
but in Free, I was like, are you talking about Free or Scarborough?
No. It's I can't remember the name, but it was one of the best pubs in Perth for a while, for a long time. But yeah, it's like having that bit of metal. It's like just walking with it. And if someone came up, and I had a few guys that were kind of like eyeing me off at the front, so I was like, nah, security.
And even you're experiencing that, like what?
Yeah, that's only ever happened once. Only ever once, right? But having that bit of metal is that if someone comes up and shoves me over, there's $5,000 worth of equipment just gone, basically. So I would just fucking lob that at that dude. Like, I don't care if I hit him and it broke his leg. It's like, I need that equipment. Like, it's a bit silly. I don't ever say violence or anything like that. But if someone...
It's self-defense, absolutely. And it's
all for violence if you're protecting yourself.
Scarborough,
your family,
once again, this is another thing about Scarborough, right? But I finished Peach Pit. I went behind to where that little surf shop is. That's where I always park because it's free parking, right? Just a little in the know thing, right?
And where?
So it's actually right behind El Grotto. You know where the shopping centre, the little fuel station is?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then right next to it, you got the complex, and you've also got the surfboard shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all free parking.
Good to know.
Yeah, little things, right? Like, but in saying that, I've gone back there once, and it was like maybe 12:30, 1 o'clock. I think it was like maybe New Year's Eve or something, and I literally had 7 English, Irish, Scottish, whatever they are, dudes walking past me, and some guy said, "Oi, faggot," and I looked at him and was like, "What did you say?" And he's like, "What, you wanted to start something?" I was like, "Dude, I'm trying to go home, leave me alone,
He would say
fuck
that with
off."
6 of his mates.
That's it.
Would he say that on his own? More
No,
likely
but that's it. And it's like, as soon as that happened, I kind of looked and was like, there's a lot of you there. I'm at my car. I will get in my car and just go.
I know you are, but what am I?
That's it. All I said was just like, wait, what? And then he was like, what are you going to do about it? Like, bruh, let me go home.
I've actually seen this with my friend Luke. He's gay, and the way he's treated by straight men in clubs, like, you wouldn't think like homophobia is alive and well, but it fucking is.
Really
He's treated
is.
so differently.
It's
the slurs that he gets called, and he's not gonna scrap up. Like, he's not like that. So it's just like these guys in these groups will say all sorts, and it's wild to see as a woman him getting treated in similar ways that we do just because he's gay.
Absolutely.
I've actually, I don't think I've ever said this on the podcast before, right? And you might laugh about this, Isaac. So I went to Connections nightclub probably about like 8 years ago, 9 years ago. This is a long time ago. I first moved to Perth, right? And so I went there with some girlfriends of mine, and so we're going there. some guy slapped me on the ass, and I was like, okay, yeah, I was like, what happened there? And so then I kind of looked around, I turned around, and he's like, hi, and I'm like, hi, no, hi, hello, can I help you? And he was like, I'm lost, do you know where I am? Like, no, I don't know where I am either. So then I went up to the girls and was like, can we go? Like, I feel very uncomfortable, right? And then this is just quickly, right?
Yeah,
this is the thing, is then I was like, I'm just going to go to the toilet quickly.
Yeah.
And so he followed me to the toilet.
Oh,
And I just went to the cubicle, locked the fucking cubicle. I was like, no, I'm not doing this. Like, nope, don't follow me. I don't want, no, please don't.
Was he waiting for you?
No, he wasn't really waiting for me, because when I went to the toilet, I think he kind of ducked off.
Yeah.
But once again, I don't know if he was going to like try and see if he can go and have another go or whatever the go was.
I guess that's the thing as
But
well. It doesn't matter who you're talking to, what gender. No is no, and you can't just do things to people to make them feel uncomfortable. He's obviously quite aware of what he's doing.
Yeah.
But I think it's, sometimes people are aware and they don't care, and sometimes people are genuinely so unaware.
Yeah.
That it's just like, I don't know how they function in this world.
Yeah.
But like, some people are just so unaware how
And
they
out
make
of
other
their
people
body.
feel,
Yeah.
and it's just insane.
It's like, it's again coming back to alcohol
Education
and
and stuff.
substance and
Yeah.
education.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, because in the club, like, you look at these people, they are not in their body. They're
Oh,
not
no.
present. They're not connected. They,
They're munging out.
They're not even aware of like where their arms are going and who they're hitting and throwing their drinks on. So it's like
Those people that just bump into you and you're like, bro, I can...
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that.
No, it's right.
I was just going to say, I know what state you're in and I know what state I am, and
Yeah.
I can handle myself a lot better than you 6 foot toddler.
Yeah, it's but like
Of your arms.
you can't expect them to be like conscious of what they're saying to you or how they're coming up to you if they can't even stand up straight. You know what I mean? And it's club
absolutely.
culture and it's such this divide, and I'm also
But-
so grateful to be in it pushing a different message, because I feel high as fuck when I'm on that stage and playing the music I love. I don't need shit to enhance
absolutely
that. It's just
not.
pure passion.
Get going in the studio, you feel like you're absolutely
Yeah,
pinging, and
exactly.
you're like, I just had a matcha.
Exactly. And it's just the love for the music, and
Yeah.
I just really want to push that. Like, we don't have to be this fucked up to call it a good
No,
night.
absolutely.
But see,
if
this
people
is-
can just connect with themselves, you don't need substance. The way that you feel on substance, you can feel that yourself. That's in you. You just have to access it.
Yeah.
You need to be present and allow that. But the thing is, there's so much fucked up energy, like in those clubs as well. Like Jackrabbits, I love that they're doing therapy there, but the club itself has an energy and people that tend to like hang around there, so it'll take a while to really sort of convert it over to a really safe space.
That's
It's
exactly
all
what I was gonna
therapy.
say.
Like, it's sort of, it tarnishes what it's trying to do, and I really hate that because I love that event, but
Yeah.
it's
And
just
it's
really
better than
sad
a lot.
when you see a guy absolutely munging off his nut. I'm like, I think
You belong at Magna House or Paramount.
Buddy. She's like cracking out at the front of your like tech house, and I was like, what the
Yeah.
Yeah, there will always be a couple of those
Yeah.
strugglers.
That's what I was going to say, though, because that's where it's like Paramount. It's like Paramount has that demographic, has that niche. There are places that won't change that demographic, that niche, because that's what works for them. That's how they make their money.
Yeah.
But then that's where it funnels out. And Jackrabbits being so close, that's where in the past they have had normal nights or cheese nights or this or that, because they've all tried different things.
And to
But
be
then
honest,
it
I
just
noticed
bleeds
a
out.
difference in crowd. So that night that I played, that you were there, and it was fairly quiet. It was only like 20 people there.
There were
or
lots of
whatever.
events on that night.
Yeah, it was busy out in the city, but it was such a young crowd. It was feeling like 18, 19 kind of thing, and it was a different energy. And then when I played before DJ Fuckoff, it was obviously all of her fans and all the people that listened to her. So it was a very niche crowd, and the energy was so different because everyone was just there because they love the music, they love her and her message. And as a DJ, it's a fully different experience depending on who's in the crowd. You know, you've got to work together.
Yeah.
But then something I have also learned over the last couple of years is that over East, it's so different. Because there's so many more people over there. So for us, we have these pockets where, like at Peach Pit, I have to play ABBA and the commercial stuff, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, having these commercial pockets like Paramount and all the other clubs and bars and whatever else it is, over there, that's where they do have enough people to go just a techno bar. Or like, have you heard of Revolvers in a way? So have a look at. Can we please Google Revolver? So it is one of the best nightclubs in Australia, and
in Melbourne?
Yeah, Melbourne, and it's one of the best nightclubs in the world as well. Fatboy Slim has actually played a set. Like so many big artists have played in there,
Revolver.
but Fatboy Slim has said that Revolver is one of the best because their DJ booth is actually behind tennis nets.
Oh, yeah.
I think I've seen
Yeah, it's like a
videos of
cage,
the
basically. Yeah.
That's sick.
And funnily enough, with their license, they actually have a 24-hour license technically. So if you go there on Friday, you can actually stay there until Monday if you want. You don't actually have to leave the venue. Yeah. I know a few people. I've met a guy that's done that once.
That's some Berlin shit.
Because during the day it turns into a restaurant. It's so funny. So it goes bar, nightclub, cafe, restaurant.
Breakfast, lunch,
Yeah, and it just converts.
Imagine just like being so hungover, like still rolling, and then you're like, oh, breakfast time.
That's
You're
it,
like,
bacon and eggs, yeah.
That's
And then the music's still going as well.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
that's so funny.
They've had weekends like that. So
Wait, I'm pretty sure
I
that
feel
was
like-
DJ Fuckoff. Wait, go down a little bit. Wait, up.
up.
There she is.
Yeah,
She
which
was on
makes
an
sense.
Aussie tour, so that
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Revolvers, as I said, is one of the staples in Perth's nightlife
I've heard
in
really good
in
things
Australia's
about
nightlife.
Melbourne.
Yeah.
Really
I
good
think there's
things.
just there's enough venues in Perth, like, because you've got all the I mean, I haven't been out, I don't really go out clubbing, I haven't been out for ages, years, I don't even know, but like other than the events that I've gone to, but I feel like there's enough venues to offer more variety. It's because there are a lot of them are sort of a bit more commercial, and you just go to the club, and there's that club and there's that club, and they're all on the strip, and they're all playing the same kind of different versions of the shitty commercial, and you're just like, it would be so good for us to be able to just open it up a bit more, like, you know, the usual clubs to have different genres playing, and some do, but I think it would be really good to, you know, really open it up a lot
And
more.
diversify.
And I think that would really help with the crowd as well, and you know, just the general energy in the city, I think.
But see, for me, it's like not to nitpick in a way, right? But because like I've been playing commercial music for so long, and I play originals, I don't play edits, I don't play 4x4 restructured Fleetwood Mac or anything like that. I play the original songs.
Yeah.
But I have to say, and like, people can take offense to this, and I don't want them to take offense to this because this is the truth in the matter, right? But in Perth, it's like people are just playing the same 400, 300, 500 songs.
Oh, 100%.
And it's so silly because you go to somewhere like, I don't know, you go to, I'm not saying venue names, but you go to somewhere like on a Saturday night, right? And you might hear Groovers in the Heart twice, or you might hear Murder on the Dance Floor twice, or something like that. Yeah. But it's just because obviously, how does the DJ know what the other DJ has played?
Yeah.
Because it's 1 hour sets or whatever the go is, or this or that. But it's like it's the communication, but it's the same cheesy crap
That's why the
every
best
single time.
compliment is your songs that you've selected. Like,
Yeah.
I
will
love that
take
song
that
selection.
compliment over anything
Yeah.
else. Like, I've never heard that song before.
Yeah.
I'm like, I was balls deep in SoundCloud, like 6 hours.
Trying to find
Like,
something like that.
seriously,
Yeah.
I've only had a few sets, but that's one thing that
Yeah.
I've had feedback on every single time is
Yeah.
good song selection, and I'm just like, yes,
It
'cause
means
that's
so
the
much
most
because you
important.
put
It is.
Yeah, you put
energy
your
into
heart
it.
into that. You're like,
Yeah.
I chose those songs for you. You better fucking like them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
And
glad
especially
you like
in a
them.
place like Perth, you want to stand out. You
No,
know,
Yeah.
and there is so
absolutely.
much of the same shit. You want to have something different.
But that's
think
what I
that's
mean.
The thing with drum and bass at the moment is it's so popular, but it's because it's sort of very niched into the similar sorts of sounds. A lot of people, as much as everyone has their own way of playing everything, it's just the same sounds and the same songs being used over and over. And that's why I'm like, I would love people even just to explore more into subgenres of D&B.
And see, that's where I have to say as well, like, once again, people can get on my back about this as well, but the idea of double drops or triple drops or whatever it is, right? So on Tractor, I don't know if it's just because I've been DJing for so long, that is the most easiest thing to do ever. I played 50 minutes of liquid drum and bass at Scarborough Beach Bar on Saturday night, right? And so playing that, it's just because everyone kind of left, the staff were there. I was like, you know what, just keep the staff happy.
Yeah.
See how I go. I haven't played it in years, like probably 5 years or something like that, 6 years. But just sitting there going, All right, done. All right, done. All right, how can I do this? How can I mix it up a bit? All right, I'll do this and do that. But it makes sense because with CDJs, you're always looking backwards and forwards and this and that. But the technicality behind it, once you kind of get your head around it, it's like, it's easier. It's like, but it's just, it's instruments. It's being able to learn the instrument. It's being able to select the right track, select the right thing, and provide the right atmosphere. So when people come watch your set, they remember it. It's like the set that you just did. People see that and they'll go, okay, well, who's this? What's she doing?
I could not believe the support, and this was like I had strangers, like DJ Fuckoff was on, and I had strangers coming up to me telling me that they loved my set, and as someone that put so much energy into it, it just means so much. Especially coming from other DJs that have been in the space for so long, it's I'm so new to it, so it means a lot to actually hear that from people.
Well, see, from what you said earlier, Belle, right, I had to say, my advice that I give to new DJs that really do want to get into this proper, play as many genres as you can. Don't just be...
I can't choose one, so I kind of...
Which is great, though, because being able to jump between genres, as I said before, it's not, it could be 4x4 beats, but drum and bass is structured different to house music. But then being able to go from house music from 128 to 135 to 145 to 160, and then, or whatever, just try and speed it up and mess around and play with it. That's when the skill comes into it, and learning the music even better, because you learn your music, but you can just figure out how to go, okay, 175, you half it, all right, now we're at 82.5, and then we go from there into Gold Digger, and you can get into Kanye. Stuff like that, right? You know, it's
I like changing tempos of, house and that kind of thing. It has its, its set tempo and that, but I like playing with different tempos for some different genres. You can't do it for everything, and I'm not going to tell you my secrets.
Okay. I see.
No, but I think people need to start pushing boundaries with things a little bit as well, and and I think that's where it's really good to be, creative and have your heart in the art of it. With you, people coming up and acknowledging what you've just done, because you pour your heart into it and they feel that. And I think I went off music for a while, after Yourshot and that. I had a lot going on in my life and everything like that, and that's also why I sort of stepped back from actually taking gigs and stuff. I've just been rebuilding my life, basically. I've lost what I was saying.
No, that's all right. No, but it takes time though, and we go through ups and downs. This is the biggest thing.
Right. Such a high as well. So many people did experience that crash.
Absolutely. I definitely lost my connection with music a lot, and then that's where I refound minimal house music, down tempo, that kind of thing. It helped me reconnect with music in a different way, and I feel like I'm sort of re-entering with this different, a different ear. I want to find all this new music, and I want to play with these new genres, and I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to look. I'm I can't find the music that I want to play, the stuff that I want. So it's this really weird position, sort of place to be in between. But I think what I really notice now is the music that's made by artists, the way that it's produced, and the layers to it, and you can hear in the music whether someone's heart is in it, and I think it just makes such a big difference. And I think people do notice that, but maybe not consciously. People are noticing it in your sets, but I think they might not quite understand really.
That's it.
But this is because you're so aligned and tuned in with this, and there's something different to it, and people do recognize. But
that's the self-awareness though. That's the awareness, external awareness as well. That's where it comes down to simple things where if you make a mistake during a set, did anyone really hear it?
God, no.
Did the music stop?
I missed a whole double drop in one of my sets, and people came up, they're like, oh my god, it was amazing.
Yeah, that's it.
I missed the best double drop I've had.
When you watched my set, I accidentally pressed pause with my tit. Oh my god, at therapy. I was jumping around and accidentally hit it.
That's so iconic.
And I just had to press play.
You need a sports bra.
Just girl things.
I was trapped in. But this is what I'm saying. No one gave a fuck. It's how you recover.
Was it that
Yeah.
time that I was like, keep going? It sounded good. I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
I would have gone on the
genuinely-
mic and just be
it
like,
was
yo,
like-
everyone, sorry, my boob hit the play button.
It was on the beat as well.
Yeah,
like,
no one
honestly,
really
I
noticed.
wouldn't have even noticed. I would
Yeah.
have been like, oh, that was cool.
It's,
Yeah,
how you
that's it.
it's how you recover. And
Yeah.
that's something I've learned
Absolutely.
because, and now as a DJ, when I go out just to events, I notice great DJs making tiny little mistakes or coming in slightly off beat or like accidentally doing it. And just as a
It
DJ,
makes
you've
it
got
human,
ears
though.
for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But it is.
That's the other thing as well, though. That's where, unfortunately, sometimes with the DJ industry, what will happen is people kind of get that ego behind them. So when they go and see someone else play and they see it out of key or out of time, or they're kind of sitting there with SoundHound being like, what's this song, and trying to get IDs, it's like, it's invasive. The right kind of DJs are the ones that sit back and then go up and be like, yeah, you're doing good.
Yeah.
It's all about supporting each
It
other.
makes me
It's
feel
about
better when
Yeah.
I see that. Like,
Yeah.
oh, we're all human.
Yeah,
That's
it's
it.
part of the art. Like, what you don't want to like. Yeah, it's really cool to go up and like have a mistake-free set and that kind of thing. But
Yeah.
it's still art and it's human. And
Yeah.
you know, I mean, like if you go to like see a DJ, there's a set and they're like, you know, consistently not beat matching, then it's a bit like, come on, get your shit together.
Yeah.
But like, you know, the smallest little mistakes, I appreciate it. I notice it and I'm like, ha,
Yeah.
human too.
But at
Putting
the
you on a pedestal for a second, but
yeah.
At the same time, though, making mistakes sometimes is for the better, because then people see it's like, oh, well, this is actually all on the fly.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
over the years, I've had so many people come up to me and be like, I love the playlist. It's like, no, this ain't a playlist. Like, this is me selecting from 37,000 songs.
Yeah,
It's like,
sure.
this is literally freestyle. Like,
Yeah.
do you want to hear anything? I'll buy it for you. That kind of stuff. But when they realize, then they're like, oh, okay.
So funny. It reminded me of my
Yeah.
last gig that I had. It was one that we had with all of our mates from our Yourshot class. We did a little event thing. It was cute, but I was so like, you know, I sort of mentioned before my life shit. I was coming off of that, and like, I mean, I'm still in it, but sort of like I had my like that come up, and I was like, shit, I'm gonna have to get my shit together for this gig. Like, I'm not even listening to music at the moment. I'm not even really enjoying music at the moment.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what to do. My mate gave me a new playlist of Neurofunk, and I was like, yeah, all right, let's go. So I just freestyled like Neurofunk for the whole thing. It was heavy as shit. No one was ready for it. It was
That sounds amazing.
but I had like this one girl and her friend at the front just absolutely frothing it, and I was like, yeah,
that means the most.
And she came up to me afterwards and she was like, oh my god, like, is there any chance that I can get the song IDs of what you played? And I was like, for a half an hour set, that's pretty. But no, but I was like, babe, I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea what I played. That was freestyle with
That
a
was-
new
yeah.
playlist. I had no idea what I was playing. That was all intuition, baby. Like,
And those often are the best sets.
Yeah.
oh, for sure.
I'm finding, like, when I first started with Yourshot, I was such a control freak. I was like planning everything, blah blah. But when
And
you
this
get
has to, this like EQ has to be here when I bring this bit. Oh,
nah, like, I think a bit of that, like, you have to care and put some energy into it. But I think leaving room for a little bit of on the spot creativity and picking up on the crowd is good, because
Absolutely.
those are the moments that you surprise yourself. you know?
Absolutely, yeah. I think, you know, having a playlist to play with and a bit of an idea of how you would like to play it, knowing your songs and what works well together, and then just giving yourself a bit of freedom. Like, I'm talking like I know what I'm doing. No, I
You do
grasp the
kinda,
concept.
though.
No,
Yeah.
I haven't had a lot of like practical experience in the industry. I haven't been able to put myself out yet, but we're getting there. We are
coming.
working on it.
It's
We're getting some music that inspires me. We'll find
And
it
sometimes
somewhere.
it does take like a different genre, a completely different,
Exactly.
like, new look
Yeah.
at what you're doing
Yeah.
to re-inspire.
Absolutely,
Well-
and that's what I'm like. I want to be inspired. I'm like, I don't quite know what I want to do, but I'm just letting it sort of come to me, and I know it'll come when it's right. But it's frustrating being in this stagnant place. But I'm just like, oh, we'll figure it out. And
Well, yeah, that's
at
it,
the
yeah.
moment, I'm learning. I'm, you know, supporting my friends and that kind of thing, and it's still great. But yeah.
You're still in the world. Of it.
Yeah, and the people in the, like, you know, the DJ sort of community, like the people that I've met through doing this, you know, only the little bit that I've done, like, all the people, they're so lovely.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a great community here. And I
That's the
guess
thing, like,
you don't really expect it almost. It seems really big and intimidating, and you meet these people and you're like, holy shit, like, these are my people. Like, yeah.
can we
okay.
pull up, Isaac, can you look up Splendid Underground? Because those guys, for what they're doing, I actually went to their birthday the other week at Geisha, and it was busy, it was successful, it wasn't packed, but I have to say, the atmosphere in there for what they are trying to create, which is kind of like a funnel for as soon as you've done the Yourshot, to go and hang out with people that are playing multi-genres, that are doing this and doing that, to be able to actually kind of like, so these guys, like big shout out to like Stefan. Like Bromad is such a legend for doing what he's doing, and Sav, like Sav's doing it and everything like that, like
Her event bumps is
Yeah.
sick. Yeah.
but that's what I mean, it's like having the right people that are curating the right things for people that are thirsty for this kind of style, this kind of music.
I do fuck with Geisha as well because I've had some really good nights there. I find the crowd there is often pretty good.
That's it.
so
It's not.
more house music and UKG and that kind
It's
of thing.
older
a
as
chiller
well.
Yeah, older crowd.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
more of like an etiquette
That's
being on
it.
the dance floor and stuff, which I appreciate.
But that's where we had events and nights like these. Some of them have kind of gone. Like I think it was Aloha, Kinky Malinky. Big shout out to Soul Bliss.
Great name.
Yeah.
Pinky Malinky.
Funnily enough, so Saul Bliss is one of the best episodes I've ever done because he's actually from England. So when he came on, he had friends from his primary school watching the podcast
What, Danny?
in England.
Oh, wait, sorry, can you go back on the left?
Oh, no
Is
way.
it?
I think, maybe, I think
It
so.
looks like Danny. What the fuck?
But yeah,
She
with-
was in our Yourshot.
But with Saul, so he actually he has a gentleman's agreement with the name Kinky Malinky because it's actually a very big night in Ibiza. So with the gentleman's agreement, he actually can use that name.
What do you mean by a gentleman's
So he can use the name.
Oh, okay.
So the name, it's actually it's an event in Ibiza that's been running for like 15 years or something like that. But then he's allowed to use it in Australia and in Bali.
Yeah.
So it's also a thing where it's like if you play for Kinky Malinky and you can tie it up, and then you can maybe go have a look
that's
and
what I'm talking about.
talk about people, talk to people in Ibiza, right?
Yeah, no, there's some girls that went to Japan to play. I think they
Yeah,
were
Nikki
playing-
Bridge, yep.
Yeah, they went over there. I one of my friends is friends with them, and I think they do a lot of with the women in the
Yep.
industry, and I think that harder stuff as well. And I think that's definitely some people to get to know as well. They seem like really lovely people.
So I'm just
but
going to say it
just
black
that
and white though.
specific niche.
I'm just going to say it black and white. So I've had Nikki on here once, right in the beginning of the podcast, but I am such an advocate for what she does. I love everything she does, right? So she's got an event called Pachamama, and it's a bush doof for girls by girls.
Yeah, so
So
good.
what it is,
I think
So you can
because
play
it's the
any
same group,
genre?
They're very like it's focused around neurodivergence as well. Very
Yeah,
supportive
they're-
of neurodivergent women,
Yeah.
and I think that's really important.
basically, like if you're a guy, you can't really go unless you're like a partner or you've been vetted as actually being a nice
yeah,
dude.
you're like actually a friend.
Yeah.
Is it every year?
No, so this happens all the time. They're like maybe once every 2 months, these events, and they're huge events.
Yeah,
But can you
it's
please look
all
up
like
Pachamama? Pacha.
knowing the right people.
And then MAMMA.
You need to go.
So they
we
set up
may actually know someone.
they set up this stage, right? And so this stage is handcrafted. It's probably as tall as this roof, right? And so it actually is a lady. It's Mother Earth. So it's Mother Nature, right? And she's actually holding her womb, and her womb is the DJ booth. And they light the whole thing up. So go on images.
Good.
They've had multiple stages, but that was like.
Whereabouts, like location wise?
Oh, I'll just put you guys in contact. Like Nikki's always looking for new girl DJs, always.
I wasn't
like,
even
always.
thinking to play. I want to experience that, but to play that
Because
would
I
be
was gonna
sick.
say, I'm pretty sure that we have a mutual friend that's friends with them that I might like.
Oh my
I'm
God.
I may have
go
even
search
been-
and then just
Speaking of hippie
look up
shit.
PNG
Speaking of hippie
Perth
shit, I
on-
need to get me to some doofs. Hey, I think
PNG Perth
I
on
think
Facebook.
maybe that's my little thing that I need to look into is doofs because like that's such a bit of me.
Yeah, and then
Have
go
you
all.
been to Dux?
I actually haven't. I really
Yeah,
want
there you go.
to.
Neither have I.
Now, so I have to say, like, I've had a bad experience at a bush stuff because it wasn't a proper bush stuff. It was actually ran by the bikies. I went to a bush stuff.
There are
Yeah, it was
some
bad.
really sketchy ones. I did get asked to play at one at the end of last year, and I ended up pulling out just because I wasn't well. But it would have been really cool. But yeah, it was one of those smaller ones, not an official one.
Yeah.
You know, and it's sort of just like you don't know how many people are gonna rock up, don't know what kind of people are gonna
Can you go
rock
images,
up.
Isaac,
It's
from
just
the
a bit
bottom?
sketchy.
Try and find the stage. Oh, no. Go back to the Facebook. Sorry, Facebook and then images. But no, that's it though. And I have to say, like, that was just a once-off bush doof that I went to, but all the bush doofs that happen here in WA, they are just incredible. I go images, that's all right.
See, I've never been. I've always wanted to.
There's
No, go
some, like private
PMG
ones
Perth
as
photos.
well
Yeah.
that are, like,
Scroll down.
I think
There you go.
a lot of the really good ones are
So
like
that's the logo there, but that is literally that's a massive stage, the girl.
So sick.
What were you saying before though? Sorry, Belle?
oh shit, I was gonna say there's a lot of doofs and it's like you need to know someone to go. Like that's what I was just saying before. I was like, I think we actually have a friend that might know these people that like for these doofs, and so I was like, oh, like, you know, we might actually know some of these people through friends and that kind of thing.
Well,
which
after
is really
this,
cool.
I'll network with you guys. Like,
Yeah,
I'll
sick.
put you. I just have to say as well, like, if anyone's still like people that are watching, right? I have to say that like people that come on the podcast, if you are new, I'm just going to put you in contact with the right people after. It's just the way to do it because like it sucks because there you go on the far right. That one, look at that. That's the stage.
That's so beautiful.
And at night, it goes full UV.
Yes.
It goes UV. It's like UV paint.
I love that.
But see, that's 2018. So they got a better one now. Like,
Wow.
yeah. What Nikki does is the best.
What's her full name?
Nikki Bridge.
Okay.
Yep. And so she is just like what she does for girls in the scene, the best. She also ran a few events like at Sewing Room and stuff for a while, which were primarily just female events.
I think
So
that's
rare.
really important
Yeah.
because it is like, I mean, every industry is male dominated. You know,
Yeah.
the music industry is male dominated, and it is harder to get an opportunity as a woman, like in a lot of industries, and you know the same kind of support as well. But women are fucking amazing artists.
Yeah.
They're incredible with music. Women are creatives, and I think there needs to be a bigger space for women in this industry because women just mix different and it's not saying that they're better or anything necessarily. It's just different. Like you can tell when it's a female DJ.
But then what about this though? Because this is a good topic, right? So it's controversial, and I don't want it to be controversial, right? But the idea where it's like, you know, you can be in it for the music. You can be in it to put your heart and soul into like what it is, right? But then you know how, like, I don't know if you're aware of this, right? But they have this thing in Russia and in Eastern Europe where they actually just export girl DJs and literally get them to play in like bikinis and stuff like that and all sorts of stuff. But they are big DJs. But it's because it's all about the sex appeal.
Sexualizing them?
Yeah, over sexualizing them. And that's where it's terrible because people will literally go to these events for, I guess, the eye candy crap. But it's not right because then they're looking at the money side of it, being like, we can generate so much money out of this model, and she's already
listening to the music.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, she's a fashion model, but she wanted to be a DJ. So then she doesn't like music. She just goes. It's like Paris Hilton. Paris Hilton got paid to go play in Ibiza. I think it was like roughly 120,000 US or something like that. And all she did was press play, get a foam cannon, walk in front of the DJ booth, and spray her fans with foam.
Right.
But then it's like, it's Paris Hilton.
It's the face, it's the name.
It's the
And that's
brand.
something I'm noticing it's a shame because I love being a woman in this industry, but it's like the sexualization and the
it's so difficult to talk about, and what do you do?
And
Like,
as well, like for example, that post that I shared from therapy, that first video, I'm jumping around, I'm going a bit crazy.
yeah.
It's been like sent, like, you know, you can see how many people have sent it in DMs 40 times.
40 times.
And I would like to think people like, oh, look how cool this is, but
Yeah.
I know people are talking about my body. And
It's
sexualizing
stupid
me.
though,
I
right?
have been
Like-
gifted. Like,
Yeah, or curse, call it what you want, but I don't.
But, like-
I don't take that. I don't take that. It makes me feel sick thinking about what's being said.
That's the
Yeah,
thing.
that's it, yeah.
And like it's one of those things, and it's like if a woman is comfortable in her body and her sexuality, she gets sexualized and it becomes uncomfortable and it becomes harder to feel good in your body because it makes you uncomfortable, and that energy of like what people are thinking and, you know, being looked at like when you walk past and that kind of thing. And it's just like, I just want to wear what makes me feel good. Or like going up and, you know, it's like you want to be comfortable, you want to look good, you want to have fun, and then it's just sexualizing you and overshadowing what you're actually doing. And I think it's really sad that they're doing that, like with the bikini stuff. Like if these, like, you know, these DJs want to do it and they want, like, that is fine for their merit, but I think the issue is just that sexualization, and that it's just, you know, just making money off that, and it's really taking away from the real meaning. It's taking it
from the arts.
Go to a strip club, like these women, they want your money and they'll work for it. They are hard-working women. Go and see them.
But that's
the thing. I dance between like wanting to embrace my body and like kind of say fuck you, I wear what I want, and then also the safety side of things.
It's really
wearing
hard.
a big jumper when I'm walking to my car, and like also practicality. I don't want to be worried about what's popping out, what's not popping out when I'm playing. I want to be comfortable too. My top fucking broke during my Yourshot set. I won my stage.
That was that whole thing.
And my
so
best
iconic.
friend, so like I was wearing this like halter top, and it was like full chains. It was really sick. And then my best friend like ran up, and I was mixing one hand, holding it, and she was like fixing it for me while I was playing.
First set as well, one hand.
Girl things, right? I've never had to do that.
But that's how crazy I go. Like, that's why I've learned I just like wear a comfy t-shirt because I go too crazy to wear anything else because I go around.
This is something I'm trying to get my head around though, and this is a guy question I just have to ask, right? So like, for example, a couple of years ago at Listen Out, the fashion thing was that all girls wear fire and flames in a way. Like it was like red, there's like the colour, the palette or whatever it is. So that's something I don't understand though, because then it's like, so for example, that new trend of where it's like a dress, but it's like got holes in it, and then the girls are basically just wearing the underwear in a way. It's like trends and the things like that. But then where does it come from? Where does this idea of getting a butterfly tattoo here come from? In a way,
it's what you consume, social media, what's popular,
it's
and
just
these trends.
fashion.
But then, because they say fashion always comes in cycles, right? And music comes in cycles as well because it's art. But then with the fashion coming in cycles, it's like, I don't know, because it's just
where
like...
did that specific thing come from?
And that's something that people are very sheepy about as well. Like music, but also fashion. And that's something I really
you go to a
pride
festival
myself on.
and you see so many girls in the same outfit, and like you're like, pop off queen, you look great, but also I saw 5 of you just before.
But that is
But that's what I don't get
very
though.
Seriously,
Yeah.
and I pride myself every time someone comes up to me and like compliments my outfit. Salvos, baby. I pride myself on that because you will never walk into a club wearing the same thing as anyone else.
And also sustainable queen.
Yeah.
But that's
this whole fit's
that's the confusing part though, right? Because it's like, isn't it at like, say like if you go like a dinner party or something like that and there's another girl wearing the same dress as you, then it's like a big no-no, right? But then
it depends on your attitude. It depends on who you are. Like if I was wearing the same thing as another girl, like I mean it's happened before, you're wearing the same thing and you're like, I love your outfit. But there are some girls that will be like, like it's it's a whole problem. But again, it just sorry, depends on ego. Like it just depends on what kind of person you are.
But then how do you keep up with the trends? Like how do you
I wear what I want.
That's great. That's the best way to do it though, right?
Trends, because they're always coming in and out, and it's like there's trends with like body type as well. And people are changing their bodies to match it. It's like it'll come back around, you know.
That's it.
That's why I've just turned 23, and only now am I like trying to embrace what I've got naturally and my unique coding, you know. I'm not trying to put a mask on.
That's it.
And I
genetics are
think that's come at
genetics.
a
Like
good time as well, like going into this industry, like I'm not trying to do it like anyone else.
So talking about masks,
really
so this is a very interesting topic, right? And so episode 45, I had this guy called Gengar on.
I love how you know the exact
it's one of my favourite episodes, right? And so the reason why is because Gengar, Jared Nichols, he actually broke down the idea that like basically, as a DJ, being a performing artist, right? If something happens to you, if your car gets broken into, you get beaten up, someone steals your stuff, or whatever, your relationship falls apart, whatever. When we go on stage, we have to put a smile on. We have to. You have to put the mask on. You have to basically put your feet in those shoes and go and dance and boogie and have a great time. Because linking to the late nights and how like it's such like it's a whole beast basically, the nightlife, right? Absolutely. But then like, how do you girls feel about that idea where it's like, if you were to go on stage and it's like getting prepared for it, because it's anxiety, it's the stress, it's like oh shit, like it's happening.
You've got so much going on, and you still have to show up to work.
Yeah.
But the difference is, this isn't just a little cafe that I can be grumpy at and kind of like hide in the corner. I'm in front of hundreds of people. I need to create some space.
Yeah, you just have to switch on.
It is that mask, and honestly, it's helped me with my mental health a lot, because it's given me the resilience to just push through. Because at the end of the day, I want to be there. It doesn't matter what I'm going through or anything like that. I want to play music. I love doing this shit. So it actually gets me out of those funks. When I'm on my way to the gig, if I've just had the shittest week of my life, or there's boy problems or girl problems, or I'm on my period or whatever it is, I'm on my way there dreading it. But as soon as I press play, it's presence.
Yeah.
And it's the best cure.
I think the thing with that as well is like, I mean, you don't have a choice. You have to switch. Like, you have to just switch on. And I think that's, like you said, that's the best thing for your mental health, is to be present. And when you don't have a choice,
you can't help be present.
Exactly. You know, when you don't have a choice, it's like, all right, bitch, let's do it. It's like, let's meditate. Like, it's like meditating, just that presence and being up there and in that energy. And it completely changes your energy. As soon as you step off stage, it's like, you're like, holy shit, I didn't feel like this an hour before or whatever.
It's magic. You step into this like portal. It's really cool.
Something I have to add on to that, so talking about meditation, right? So because you've just started out, and I say this to all DJs that just like get into it, or producers or anyone that wants to get into the music scene, right? After you finished a gig, or after you've finished doing something that's big, like, you know, just like your Saturday night thing, right? Go home and just lay there and just like maybe just roll up, you know, but then like meditate. And when you meditate, think about what doors are open in front of you. What doors are creaking open. Have you guys ever seen The Matrix at all?
Oh, yeah.
So you know The Matrix. Can you Google this, Isaac?
That's right. We're big hippies, big on manifestation. All that, like, we're right there with you. Absolutely.
But that happens naturally. When I get home, I go into this state where I'm like, what the fuck was that? And
what happens?
Energy, like, buzzing in my body.
And you can't really wind down. You're just like, my ears are ringing.
And I'm sober as well. It's just like crazy.
It's really hard to come down off though. Like, even if you do, like, I mean, you know, sit out the back, have your cigarette, chill out. But it is really hard to come down from that. And honestly, that's why I don't go out that much as well, because I find it so hard to switch off. Like, if I go out, it's an all-nighter. Like, it just has to be, just because I can't switch off. I can't just then go to bed. Like, I'm ADHD, so like the masking thing,
I think we all are, maybe.
In this industry, probably. But I think it's a huge thing, swapping those masks around. And I think, you know, I've spent so much time by myself, and that, like, recently I've had a lot of time off work. I hurt my back, so I basically uprooted and rebuilt my whole life. And that's why I'm trying to just slowly get back into like the industry and actually get gigs and stuff, because like I have to be mentally ready. I've done so much work, but you know, that masking and that, I've sort of really dropped my mask, and I've not had to do it that much. And so when I do, it's exhausting. And you know, I know that gigs, they just absolutely take it out of me. The few that I have had, like, I've taken so long to recover, because the energy and everything that comes with it, and then trying to wind down, like, it takes days. And I'm sure you get used to it, but I know that's something that you struggle with, is just like, it's so intense and then it just stops, and you're just like, what
don't see it.
Fuck happened?
Something funny, right? So take a pedometer with you next time you do a gig, right? If it's a long gig, and so like you'll be surprised at how many steps you've done. In a 6-hour set, I've done 46,000 steps.
Wow.
A 6-hour
6 yeah, that's nothing though. But 46,000. 46,000.
That's such a
No.
long. That's such a long.
No.
Are you peeing in the corner like that?
Yeah, maybe that pee
So
was
I'll say it once again. Like it's just one of the longest set I've ever done is 11.5 hours. I'll just say that.
See, I love this shit, but no.
Yeah, 11.5 hours.
I couldn't.
So going to the toilet during a gig, it's difficult for girls, right? Because it's a different situation. But like for me, I like, maybe I don't know, but it's like in Perth. What's it? Perth DJ, the DJ group or whatever. It's like the drum and bass groups and all sorts of stuff. People like talk about this, where it's like, what song do you use to go to the toilet?
Oh, it's like your longest song, right?
Yeah,
That makes sense.
yeah. But like, so talking. Like, I'll just put, like, you know, a 6-minute song, 7-minute song on or whatever. But, like, I usually find I still have, like, 2 minutes by the time I get back.
Yeah.
Just because use the staff toilet in a way.
Yeah.
Don't use the normal...
run.
Run.
Yeah.
But, like...
Go.
Yeah.
Like... Linking this to, I've said this. I say this all the time. To be honest, I kind of move on from saying this, but it's so important at the same time, though. But it's like being interactive with your sets. And so when I say being interactive with your sets, it's like, you know, bouncing around, having fun, doing this and doing that. Yeah. I used to do this thing at Scarborough Beach Bar, and this actually helped increase the sales at this place, right? Okay. And this helped also secure my residency there more often, right? And so this happened probably 3 years ago. I think maybe about 3 years ago. So I'll put like a 5-minute song on, or 6-minute song, a 4-minute song, whatever it is, right? But I've got enough time to be able to get back. But I'll run up to the bar. I'll get 2 shots of tequila. Then I'll run back to the DJ booth, right?
I love that.
And so that's the thing is everyone's sitting there is like, okay, where's he going? He's running to the DJ booth, or like grooving, or having fun, or dancing, or being in that spot, because then people see the DJ go. It's part of the reason why I wear this crap as well. Because when I wear this, that's it. It's fun, right?
Yeah, it's like when I touch up my lipstick while I'm playing. I love that shit.
That's it.
But I'm also hyperventilating, so it's a practical thing.
Yeah.
But people are like, okay, queen.
Yeah. But that's what I mean, right? It's playing around with it, having fun with it, but then getting the 2 shots of tequila, running back to the DJ booth, and then playing the tequila song. And so when you play the tequila song, if you do it at the right time, and I find it's probably around like Scarborough Beach Bar at least, around like 7 p.m.
Yeah.
Because
all right.
because that's it. They see the DJ, they see me have a shot of tequila and the song being on, then they go, and then they go, well, he's in for a big night. The music's pretty good. Yeah, all right, let's stick around. This is a party. And you create that atmosphere. You kind of like, you don't force the atmosphere because you're doing it yourself.
You invite them.
Invite them.
And that's like with
that's
your
it.
dancing as well, and I get that, you know, when you get into that flow state and you sort of really get into it, like you're dancing, you're not dancing to perform, you're dancing because you're having a fat time.
Exactly.
And it just pushes out that energy and it tells the crowd what the fuck is up.
And
they
also
start
it gives
matching
them
the
permission to let loose, like I am as well.
That's it.
It's really cool to see people like start at my set a little rigid, like too cool for school, and then by the end they're like inner child's coming out with me, which I love.
And that's what I mean with the mask thing. It's because when you go on stage and they see you just having the best time, it's just infectious. And
I think the thing with that though is I feel like that's almost the time that you're least masked, because that's when you're in your element.
But you have to get into the element. That's where it sucks. Because it's like, say it'd be different for you, Talia, because you would structure a set, right? You might be playing for 1 hour or 2 hours or something. But then if I go to Scarborough Beach Bar and I play for 6 hours, then it's like, okay, well, if I'm down in the dumps or something bad's happened to me, my music, you know, it comes in waves. But then I might start playing In Excess, Beautiful Girl, and I Miss You by Blink-182 or something like that. But at the same time, I have to kind of snap out of it. And it has, I have to say, it has happened in the past where bartender, manager, security guard, or whatever has come up to me and be like, oh, the music's a bit down. I'm like, oh shit, sorry. Because I just get so locked into it.
In your own world.
In my own world, looking around, having fun, doing my own thing. But I'm just like playing my emotions and feelings to the people. But they just want to have a burger.
And it has the opposite effect if you're in a different space mentally. It's cool to use your own happiness and passion if you're in a good space, but if you're not, there's time for the mask.
Yeah, you have to be careful what you're amplifying, because that's what music does. It amplifies your emotions. It's how people, you know, it's an art form to express how you feel, and it really does affect how people feel around you, and you have to be careful what you're sort of
music inducing
putting out
goosebumps
through it.
Did you guys know, right? So that if you get goosebumps from certain songs, your brain is actually wired differently to others.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I was. Let me tell you something.
Okay,
so
here we go.
My set on
Yeah.
Saturday, I will never shut up about it because it was that incredible. It changed my fucking life. But I was going between either tears in my eyes or goosebumps all over my body
So good.
for the
And so-
entire hour.
I love that.
And
That's
frisson.
just
Where
Friction.
where we hear a certain piece of music or view a particular work of art, there may be an intense psychological and physiological reaction.
yeah.
Maybe I should change my DJ name.
Frisson.
Frisson, DJ Frisson, that's cool, huh?
It's kind of gonna
There's there is different frequencies, and like, you know, when you are sort of more into that, like, you know, music that's gonna guide the conversation or you know, change the mood of the room and that kind of thing, like, you know, that music that's really made for a purpose, you can, you know, different frequencies at different times will resonate with your body and, you know, sort of tell your body what it wants to listen to or what it's feeling or, you know, something like that. But I guess how you were saying, you know, how you were feeling like that on stage, like that's your body telling you, fuck, this is so aligned right now.
It's just alignment.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
so aligned.
I call that a full fuck yes.
Oh,
That is
fuck
a
yeah,
full body,
absolutely.
soul, mind fuck yes.
So good.
And that's
love
why
that
I know
for you.
I'm meant to do this. And
Absolutely.
especially after this weekend, I got like extra confirmation
You're getting
that
goosebumps
like,
from that.
yeah.
There you go.
Yes, it
So
is.
Yeah.
But yeah, love it.
So we're running out of time.
Yeah.
We've almost been going for 2
Speaking of
hours.
pee,
Yeah.
I do need to go. So let's wrap it up.
So where can everyone find you? What gigs have you got coming out? Like, where can people hang out and see you?
I mean, like I mentioned a few times, I'm not really out there at the moment. I'm just sort of getting my shit together. I'm not 100% sure what I want to do, and I mean, I don't want to tell you like what gigs I want to play at, because I don't want to be out here being like, I want to play at these like things, and the people are like, why are you talking about
That's
my
alright.
event?"
Yeah.
Your shot set is on your SoundCloud.
Yes, my Yourshot set is on my SoundCloud.
Can we pull that up? So it's
and-
BIGGZY, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And my Halloween set from Memories is up as well.
Very cool.
And I think
Alex,
I've got
yeah.
a techno one up there. That one's sick, actually.
Okay.
My techno mix. It's just like a little one. I was just fucking around freestyling, and I just like recorded, I don't know, 10 minutes or something, and I was like, that was actually really sick. So I
That
put it
sounds
up
cool.
there.
How do you spell BIGGZY, sorry?
BIGGZY. I need a new name, like an alter ego name for my more minimal stuff, because BIGGZY's like it's pretty hard, but
Yeah,
like
it's
I
big
need
sound,
something.
but-
I need something that's like gentler and softer. I'll figure it out.
I see why. Sorry.
What?
IZY.
Oh yeah, pull it up onto the
BI
screen though, so we can see.
BIGGZY.
BIGGZY Saga.
Yeah. Oh no, only.
Oh no, just open up SoundCloud, and then then search from there. So then BIGGZY.
Yeah. Oh no, the second I, not the
Oh,
second
okay.
I. Just there you go.
Yep.
You got it.
Sweet.
But yeah, so SoundCloud,
there you go.
and I don't. Yeah, the second one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll try and like I'll keep my socials and that
Give it a
updated
follow.
and that. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
at the moment, just keep an ear out. I'll let everyone know, and I will let you know what the fuck I want to play.
That's
when
good
I
though.
know.
Like, I'm glad I got you one now, because it's like you're starting your journey into
Yeah,
it. Like,
absolutely. Yeah, rebuilding, and then we're just kind of figuring out the direction.
and then Talia.
I don't have any gigs locked in. I honestly am getting like a week's notice. So
Yeah,
there's
it
nothing,
happens like that.
Yeah, so I've been busy every week, but nothing yet.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Instagram, my SoundCloud is just Talia Rose.
Yep.
I'm trying to push some stuff on TikTok as well. It's all Talia Rose.
Yep. There we go. Yep. Yeah, give it a follow as well.
Yeah, so
I'm interested in this Latin music though.
yeah, there's heaps of reshares for the, you know, when you've got a reshare to download.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I've probably got like 4 mixes up there. I've got a ballet funk one on there, which I love too.
See, it sucks
Yeah,
because we
that's
didn't
what I
dive
need to
into
do. I just
that.
need to
Like,
get some mixes
No.
up.
like I really wanted to. I have to have an episode where we dive into Afrobeat and how all the other stuff.
It's really popular. I feel like
Yeah.
I've never really heard it, and then all of a sudden it's just like everywhere.
blown up.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing because like it's a new genre coming into the swing of things.
Really cool genre.
That's
But
what we play every
that-
Sunday at El Grotto.
Yeah, and it's swingy, it's groovy, but I find
Yeah.
it's like mid tempo, it's chill, like it's very chill, and it's
Yeah.
got elements to it, makes it sound good, but it's not dance, like it's not dun dun, like
It's
It's so
something that you have at
versatile.
the-
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's something, you know, a sunset, like if you've got like a sundowner or something like
Have a
that.
mug,
it's good,
have a
like,
chat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like that sort of, you know, Afrobeat, like for, you know, something a little bit more upbeat than if you was to have like, say, your down tempo or something
Yeah.
playing at like a sunset, and it's just a vibe. It's not one that, yeah, you'd sort of specifically go to like be like, yeah, I'm gonna have a dance, but it's just
Yeah.
like you can dance to it, but it's more just like vibes,
It's just groove,
atmosphere,
yeah.
like
yeah, very cool.
I usually mix some like minimal Latin house with the Afro stuff. They go really beautifully together.
Yeah, okay. Well, see, that's why I wanted to talk to you about it.
Yeah. Well,
So-
we can chat. But
Yeah, we'll
I
chat.
love that
Yeah.
shit.
All right. Well, we've just hit 9 o'clock. We've been going for 2 hours. So,
oh my god.
so thank you so much for guys for coming on. This has been good.
having us.
And it's so many good topics.
Yeah.
Such a good
We just have
discussion.
boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. So much information.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
it's really good.
We need to go meditate after this.
That's it.
Yeah.
Definitely
Calm
get
down. I had
definitely get you both
before
on.
I came
Like,
here, I need to I was like, I need to ground the fuck out of myself right now.
Funnily enough, actually, because you know how I said like, oh, can we do a little bit later?
Yeah.
That's exactly what I did. I had to sleep. I had a nap. It's been working so hard. It's like, no, I need to have a nap. So,
so fair.
but thank you so much for coming on. This has been good.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
And next week we have Tash Stonehouse coming on. So Natasha is actually a good friend of my roommate Ewan E-Putty, and she goes to a lot of bush doofs and has been going to bush doofs, I think, for like 15 years.
Oh wow.
So gonna get like I think maybe 10, 15 years, but
We'll tune in.
yeah, gonna get a good like what happens and how it is and how it's changed and
Yeah.
everything like that. So it's gonna be good.
That'd be a good one to listen to.
Exciting.
All right. Well, cheers, guys, for watching. Thank you, everyone, and everything like that. Cheers, Isaac. It was amazing. It was really good. All right. We will see you guys next week, Thursday. All right. So, catch ya. Do you remember how to finish it, Isaac?
Sequence?
Go black screen.
Yeah, like,
Yep. And then end it.